Hello everybody! Welcome to Friday Night Dungeons & Dragons here on the God Mode channel. I'm your host Jaso / the DM GM / the Wizard. Tonight we are playing Lucent Odyssey, Session 8, our open-ended hex crawl Oregon Trail style D&D adventure. Who else is joining me on this fine Friday evening?
Hi everyone, it's Luke. And Luke is very quiet today because he's in a hotel. Luke is playing Lankin. Lankin is a Fey Wanderer Ranger next.
Kevin won't be with us, but he wanted to tell us Tyne are.
No, you didn't wait long enough.
No, not long.
Yeah.
I didn't know if he recorded or not. He said just to record it. Anyways, I'm Slim, and I'll be playing your boy Uncle Jay, a bugbear rogue.
Next, I'm Kyle. I play Professor Bark, his full furball alchemist, and he does other stuff. It's been a long day.
Hey guys, it's your girl Amanda, and I play Opie, the Ranger Swarmkeeper.
Hey everybody, I'm Nick. I play Forte. I'm a dwarven engineer here to watch over the cart, and I magically have ended up in a bed I'm not familiar with, which is sometimes good, but right now is not.
Thank you everybody, I appreciate that. Hopefully got the internet fixed. I had a blip off Wednesday, so hopefully the internet doesn't go down. If it does, we'll come right back. Just be mindful of that. If it does go off, stick around because we'll probably be back on within like 5 or so minutes. A huge thank you, as always, to the creator for our beautiful character art that you see here on the screen. Amanda Otten, thank you so much. Go give her some love. That's her Twitter handle. Go give her a follow. You can go check out her website, amandarotten.com. Go take a peek. She may have some commissions open if you're looking to get some beautiful art done yourselves. So go take a peek at that. We're starting at 8 p.m. instead of 9. All of you here right now obviously know that's the case, but just want to remind you all, an hour earlier. We've been doing 9 p.m. for a long time, so happy to be able to start a little bit earlier. That way we're all a little bit more awake, and probably you two in chat. We do have a giveaway here tonight, and that is going to be for not just 1, but 2 codes of the Roll20 digital content for Journey Through the Radiant Citadel. Missed last week because I was having a local internet outage and things were running real slow. People were sounding real robot-y. Didn't think it was going to be very enjoyable either to stream or to try and just play. So skip that. So tonight I got 2 codes. We're going to be doing the giveaway a little bit differently. It's not just going to be whoever punches in I want it in the chat. We'll do some digital dice rolls for those of you in the chat. So stick around. We'll probably give that out around 10:30 if someone would maybe try to remind me. Kevin is typically the one. I'll try to remember myself.
Okay, got it.
Thank you. Yeah, 2 codes this time. So if you use Roll20 for, whatever, you have a chance to win that. Speaking of stuff and ways that you can interact, we also use Twitch channel points here. We have +1s to people's rolls. You can give a random member of the party the new elated or forlorn condition. And we still have our supply drop 3, the new community challenge that's been running. Mama Bear donated her Twitch channel points earlier, and that put us to 75% raise. So if we can get that full amount raised, in next session we'll be able to deliver unto them a collection of 10 random but useful items that they can either use themselves or sell for extra gold. So they have that. Thank you, Tiber, for donating your points. I appreciate that, buddy. Hopefully everyone's having a great, fantastic Friday evening. Stream stickers, we have those as well. I got a bunch of free spooky ones, mostly because I've been playing some spooky games throughout the week here and there. And this session may actually get some use out of some spooky stuff. We have a homebrew list. We have rules. I'm a pro DM. You can check out all of those details. You're going to see this floating log over here that's going to tell you what to punch into the chat to get more details, not only about this specific campaign, but the channel itself. So if you have questions, if you're curious about how this campaign works, what the party has on them inventory-wise, just know that I'm going to be mostly focusing here on D&D, so you can kind of take a look at that log over there, see what code or what exclamation mark keyword you need to punch in to be able to see details on that stuff. Or someone in the chat may be able to help you. But yeah, that is...
5 years old because I laughed at floating log.
Floating log over there. Yeah, that's what it's
that
called.
was it.
Go click on the floating log. I'm gonna go roll the intro. We're gonna roll some die to see who wants to give the recap, and I'll see if everybody needs some inspiration. So I'll be right back, everybody. Everyone's happy with their inspiration cards. It looks like Forte is going to be giving us the recap from last week. So, if you don't mind, and just do the best job you can, Nick, because obviously it was 2 weeks ago, which means it's been a year since we played D&D. Please tell us what happened last time on
Lucent Odyssey.
That is literally the best voice I've ever heard. Please use that a lot. First off, thank you to the community for the Glittle King care package. For the community goal that we met, we got a whole bunch of different things. I'm most interested in the 1,000 ball bearings we got out of there because we have somebody that has catapult. From there, I'm a little bit sleepy, so bear with me as I try to figure out what we were doing. Alana Lu contacted us and explained to us that the map update and where to go. Her sister's Serenade is at the Golden Circle in the next section. We have to try to navigate there without getting killed. The Aurochs is now alive again, so
Green
it's
circle.
now we... Oh, it's a green circle. I wrote gold because I am a problem with the colors.
That's
the
okay.
blind.
Green
Aurochs is now
circles-
alive again.
The green circle is Helper's Hand. The gold circle in the next region is where the next Radiant Well is.
Okay, I'm scribed this down here. The Aurochs is no longer a big statue, a monument to our travel. It is now useful again. So we did not have to use our druid friends to get to where we need to go. There is an aside there that is an inside joke for the rest of us that we do not need to put out on the air again, so we cannot be canceled. Discovered a fire-ruined portion of the forest. We ended up getting 9 of the flowers of sprouting fire flowers, which was good. We got ambushed by a big, tall is ostrich with long neck, makes bunch of body parts. It was a shoot canker of some sort, never heard of before, but made me scared. Wake me up out of my sleep. Not a good time, but we're able to harvest its body and do some things with the organs. Put it in Jimmy's suitcase there. Uncle Jimmy, he said I got a magic weapon because we found the reflective pool of water as we were riding by the Sleepy Lake, and we found out why it's called Sleepy Lake, because Blasir Temesa is not a good place. We walked into the town, found the gazetteer's office, kind of found a couple maps, but the fog rolled in on us and everybody passed out, and now I'm in this place that I don't know about.
Thank you, Forte, for that recap. I really appreciate that. So yes, I mean, that pretty much covers everything I was going to say. I don't feel like I really need to add any extra details. A sleepy fog rolled through the town as the party was attempting to try to lure Wilbur, the pet that they had been commissioned to find via the task board at the Helper's Hand. They found Wilbur, were trying to entice him with some delicious makeshift hot dog treats, but then the fog rolled in. Lincoln, being immune to magical sleep, was able to stay up, so he packed himself into the cart with an eye on the other sleeping party just kind of laying face down on the cobblestone. After a hour passed, he watched as something he could not see seemed to have gripped onto either the arm or side of Forte's body and dragged him into the nearby house. As Forte went inside, he saw his own reflection in a nearby mirror, and asking what the entity was, it simply replied, asking the same question before touching the mirror, and it shattered. With that, we will dive back into things. So...
Hey, real quick, Jason.
Yeah,
I
what's
can't... Oh, never mind. I think it was on my end. Never mind.
What is it?
I couldn't hear the Roll20 music.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sometimes Roll20 music gets a little glitchy. Sometimes if you don't hear it or if it just cuts out, just reload. Should come back.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's fixed. Yeah, I'm good.
Forte. You begin to pull yourself from sleep. As you do, you wake up in the same square that you were before. The same one that you recognize that everyone fell asleep in. Though something feels a little weird with it, as opposed to before. You can't quite place your finger on it. Something slightly different. You wake up brushing yourself off and find yourself alone in this town square area. As you peer around, it looks as though you are right where you initially seem to have maybe fallen asleep or gone unconscious. It's hard to say. You look around, and as you do, you don't notice any other team members that are nearby or around you. And as cool as this fog is, it just completely destroys the stupid music. So we're going to get rid of that. Here we go.
We'll play pretend here. Maybe it's just sleep in my eyes.
So as you peer around, Forte, trying to see any of your teammates or anything else, what would you like to do? It's quiet here. You know the town was largely abandoned from before. You see all the similar aspects that you saw previously. A whole bunch of buildings and housing that appears to have been either ransacked or maybe thieves at some point got in, or in the hustle and bustle for people to leave for whatever reason they did. Maybe there is property damage where the windows were cracked and smashed. But you still appear to be sleeping right where you were before. So what would you like to do?
All right, so the windows all look like they're blown out, just like we were in the other town.
That's correct. As a matter of fact, go ahead and make me a perception check.
You got it. It's been a week. How do we do that? We click the button. 18.
You see nearby, because you sort of wake just at the open doorstep of this nearby home with a bit of a red tiled roof here. Looks as though the door was, it's still intact on the frame, but hangs on the interior of the house, and looks as though the top portion of the door is a busted hinge. Sort of hangs just a little bit uneven. The darkness of the interior of the home you can see inside. Around you, you see these scattered pieces of what look like the two windows on the opposite sides of the front door here that are burst through, and look to be burst through where the shards have come and been smashed on the outside. You catch something in one of the nearby shards of glass. And as you scratch one of your eyes, trying to have your focus come into full view, kind of just crawl over to it and give a stare into it deeply. And you can see through the reflection several of your sleeping teammates.
I don't, So I can look through the glass and I can see them, but I look behind and they're not there.
You see their reflection. They appear to be laying face down or on their sides around close to where you are as you peer into this reflective glass. But as you look up to see the exact spot in reality as opposed to the reflection, you see nothing.
Forte will walk over to about where that's at and start poking around with his warhammer, see if he feels anything.
Sure, you come over, maybe wondering if perhaps they're invisible or something similar. You kind of use your warhammer and smack it on the ground a little bit, swing it lightly just back and forth. It doesn't hit anything that's invisible that you see.
It's quite curious there. Has to be some sort of cloaking spell or a phase shift of some sort, but I'm not very good with magic to understand what to do. I don't have... Spent all week thinking about this. I don't have any pack or kit things that would actually help me in this situation, so I'm going to go into the house quietly and try to see if I see anything inside.
Okay. You, seeing the open door hinge, begin to step into the interior of this home that you had sort of fallen asleep against at the doorstep. And let's just move this here. Step inside. It's dark here. You know that even when it's daytime here in Forlorn Passage, Forte, it's still like a twilight. It's not like the brightness of the sun. It's just this simple radiant glow of the swarms of the Glidokin above that give a little bit of a twilight affair to the area. So the interior of this house is dull, it's dark. You see a number of what look like cloths covering the furniture and things like that, almost to keep it free of maybe any dust or deterioration that may come through time or something similar. You see the occasional cobweb littering the area, a chandelier, an old piano in the corner. You see a couple strewn pieces of what look like scroll paper and the occasional item of clothing, a shirt, some pants. See that there's probably 2 other rooms at the far end of the house that would probably lead into bedrooms from what it looks like here. As you look out the broken window, out in the distance, realizing how dark it is in here, Forte, as you peer out, you see the Glidokin up above in the sky are slowly beginning to move away from one another. You feel like, without knowing the exact amount of time, you probably have somewhere less than an hour before darkness comes.
Definitely have to find a good hiding spot because I don't know where to go. Is there anything different about me? Do I have all my gear? Do I feel like I still got some magic juice left? Like, what can I do to assess myself?
You pat yourself down, maybe go over to one of the front windows of the house and just kind of peer into the reflective shattered glass, a larger shard of it. Just making sure you're okay, your equipment's on you. The only thing different on your person, you have all your gear, everything is on you. The only thing you notice, you don't remember getting this or feeling it at all, but there is a cut across your cheek and a small dribble of blood at one end. Almost as if maybe glass or something had cut it.
That's odd. Okay, how fresh is the wound?
Looks like at this point the blood has dried.
Okay. Well. Yeah. I'd like to search this house to see if I can safely store myself somewhere.
Okay. You begin to explore the interior of the home, seeing if you can find anything else, anything of note, any trace of your other teammates. Hoping to see maybe somewhere there's something left behind by them that you can use to help yourself out and trying to, navigate to find yourself back where they are. And as you begin your search, starting out with the open sort of living quarters here at the front, we will switch places. Lincoln, you just saw this reflection of yourself in the mirror of this house respond to the same question you asked of who it is before, with a tap of its bony finger at the glass, the window or the full-length mirror shattered. What would you like to do?
Lincoln is gonna kind of stoop down and kind of take a dagger and pour through some of the glass shards and see if you can see anything unusual in them.
Okay. Give me some type of perception check.
Okay. Oh, I have Domo pulled up. I'm an idiot. Hold on. No, not Domo.
Domo, me.
She doesn't make a guest appearance in this one.
What's all this fucking glass in? Hold on. I don't have beyond 20 on this browser, so I'm just gonna roll. That's gonna be a 9. Oh boy.
You peer through the glass shards, trying to see if there's anything interesting of note, some of them kind of reflecting the nearby area of the space around you. Very similar to how I described it for Forte. The same is happening in here for you, Lincoln. It's very dark in here, makes it a little difficult to see. Even though the windows are broken and rays of light are piercing into the interior, it's still this soft, almost muted twilight from the Gleedokin above. So inside one of these homes with no lighting inside, no candlelight or anything, it's pretty dark. You don't find anything necessarily that you can make heads or tails of that jump out to you as different than before. That stick out.
What about the mirror frame? Anything weird about that?
You can see that it has a wood backing to it that's behind the broken mirror section. You can see shards of the sharpened glass at the edges as the mirror kind of cracked, the full thing cracked with a touch from your reflective self or whatever that what is in the mirror as it broke. Other than that, nothing really stands out as something maybe, at least from what you see here, anything that's out of place.
Well, Lincoln's working theory is that there's there's a mirror dimension that's trying to kidnap him and all of his friends. So I think he would check the other rooms for mirrors, regardless of if there's spooky full-length mirrors or really reflective. Oh, maybe that's why all the glass is... Lincoln has a smart thought. Maybe that's why all the windows are broken. People tried to destroy everything that would have a reflection. So I'm going to see if there's anything else reflective in this house. I'm going to quickly kind of go from room to room.
Sure. You begin moving from room to room, trying to find anything of note that may be like another reflective surface or mirror-like object. You go into like the lavatory room attached to one of the bedrooms. Again, another smaller bedroom here, maybe for a child or a younger person that's next to the master bedroom. And inside you see several drawers that have been opened, and whatever clothing or articles that may have been inside seem to have been pulled from them. You do notice in the lavatory of the room, as you kind of step inside, you notice that the window here is it's broken, like it is cracked, so it's not fully formed, and it's pretty small, right? It's one of those like little circular, almost only head-size mirrors, and it's got 2 or 3 large cracks running through it, but it is reflective, and as you peer through it, in the darkness of the reflected lavatory on the other side, you actually see the figure of what looks like Forte moving around behind your own reflection, kind of digging around and searching the room.
Oh shit. Lincoln gently taps on the glass and then loudly yells, "Forte!"
Forte, you are currently searching this place I just described, and as you do, you peer up to notice the reflective cracked glass. It's circular and about head size. It kind of just sits over the sink of this kind of bathroom area. And you jump for a second as peering through the window is the skull of what looks like some animal creature that is tapping at the window, and it looks like they're opening their jaw to speak, but neither the tap or whatever they may be saying is audible. You just simply see them. Also, something interesting of note, you do not see a reflection of yourself in the window, or in the glass. Just what appears to be Lincoln peering through on the other side.
So Forte's gonna be really, really preoccupied with not being able to see his own reflection, but if he recognizes Lincoln, he's gonna go over to the mirror.
You see this happening, Lincoln.
Okay.
And
you're not sure if he heard you, but he definitely saw you.
Like, we're gonna start using some basic hand signals, try and communicate here.
Lincoln is confused.
What do I have? I genuinely, I don't think I have anything that would...
Yeah, Lincoln, you see his reflection pass yours in the mirror, but as you turn to see where he may be in the room, like thinking he's probably just, it's not a large bathroom, he's maybe just 10 feet behind you, he's not there. But you see him in the mirror.
He's flashing gang signs at me. I don't understand.
West Side.
I don't have anything to write with. Like, I guess Lincoln really hasn't needed anything to write with before this moment. Lincoln, I guess, will try to mimic writing with his finger, but yeah, I don't know how well that comes across.
Okay, I would say, well, what are you writing? And then we'll have Forte give me maybe like an investigation check.
I'm just I'm trying to communicate to him, find something to write with.
Oh, so he can write to you? Okay.
Yeah, because I don't have anything.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're just go grab a pencil or something. Okay.
Yeah. I take a dagger and hold it like a pin and do this.
I'd say, yeah, you don't need to make a check, Forte. It looks like he's pantomiming for you to maybe try to find something so you can communicate, since clearly you didn't hear him rapping on the glass.
So Forte's gonna shrug. I don't have anything that is even... I don't have a parchment or any kind of anything like that, but I do have... And I'm going to have a genius idea here. Forte going to go in my backpack, and I'm going to grab the small wooden figurine that Cherry the Centaur gave and hold it to the mirror.
Lincoln holds up his, clearly confused.
Does it go through?
No. It just kind of clinks as it hits the glass.
Lincoln says, well, he doesn't say anything. He raises a finger as if telling him to wait, and he goes back to the back wall, and he scratches words into the wall with his dagger.
Yeah, there's like old wallpaper here as you kind of scratch into it, Lincoln, and it does look as you carve into it like you could make some writing.
Creatures in mirrors.
Oh no.
It takes you a second to read this, Forte, because it is backwards.
I was gonna ask. Is it? Do I see it in the mirror, or do I see it behind me?
You look behind
physically?
you to see if maybe it is translated over. And it has.
Oh shit, for real?
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
Okay.
I don't know that has happened, but you do, I guess.
I'd say as you
So-
turn to look, Lincoln, you see, just as anything would be reflected through the mirror here, your writing is as well. Forte kind of turns around and seems surprised to see it behind him. As you see this message, Forte, you hear, coming from somewhere out, probably in the larger living room area, the creaking of wood as if there's someone stepping on some of the floorboards outside in that area.
Are there?
Like it carves into the wall. Other Lincoln, run!
Not Penny's boat. Is there like a cupboard or a wardrobe or something, another bed to hide underneath? Like,
So
is there anything around?
You're in the bathroom, so there's like nothing large enough here to fit yourself in. But the bathroom is connected to like a smaller bedroom. So as you pop your head out, the sound appears to be coming from somewhere maybe in the kind of front living quarters of the house that you initially walked into. There is a small bed here. It's probably just like a twin, not very big, but it does appear like you could maybe either hide under it, or you do notice the kind of strewn, pushed aside wooden doors of what look like a small closet you could try to hide in.
So Forte is going to just like gesture wildly and point the direction he's gonna go.
Okay.
You see this, Lincoln, as if there's something that is, alarming Forte, but like you don't recognize, you don't hear anything or see anything happening.
And Forte's gonna try and hide, but he's a stout boy in plate, so this is not gonna go well. I don't even have time to take the armor off, so.
You hear another footstep as the creak of the wood. So where are you hiding?
You said the choices are either under the bed or in the closet.
In this room, yes.
I'm gonna go for the closet. It's the most defensive spot I could shield wall in.
Okay.
Your feet.
As you try to push into the closet, most of the clothing that was hung up here or folded appears to be gone. There's just sort of like, a single pole, a horizontal pole railing where maybe you could hang some stuff. You push yourself into the closet and try to quietly but quickly grab at the wooden kind of like fold door and pull it closed again so it's not open. Give me a stealth check, please.
Do I see the door open and close in my side as he goes inside?
You saw Forte point as if something was happening that was alarming him outside of this bathroom, but as he begins to shift and go into the smaller bedroom area, you kind of cock your head and try to angle looking into the mirror. You can't see him any longer.
Yeah, but do I hear but do I hear like a closet open and close, basically?
You do not.
Oh shit. Okay. I've lost Forte. Lincoln is panicking. He's lost Forte.
I don't like it, but I really don't feel like I have an option to wait. I'm going to use this really good pick 2. I'm going to gain advantage to set myself to neutral on the stealth check, and I'll immediately re-roll the d20 if I don't feel it's high enough.
Okay.
Is that legal?
I'll allow you to do that this time.
Okay, and I'm going to +1 it.
Okay.
Select mode, we're doing normal roll here. That's a 10.
You didn't you get something where you could re-roll that if you wanted to?
Yeah. Okay, that's a 19 instead.
Yes.
You pull the kind of shutters, this fold door of the closet closed. You try to relax your breathing and quiet it down. You can see, you know, it's like an angled. There's like small little tiny pieces of angled wood here that make up this sliding door, and you can kind of see just the barest hint out of the small slits, kind of looking through at your eye level. You see a shadowy figure begin to enter into this bedroom, and you hear the creak of the wood underneath their feet. Your eyes trying to adjust as they walk in very slowly. You see the shadowed figure turn their head to the left, turn their head to the right. They begin to walk towards the center of the room. You see as they grab at the covers of the bed and pull them to, there was a shape underneath. They notice now it's just some pillows and clothes mounds. As your eyes adjust, Forte, you see now that the figure you are looking at is you. But this version of you is gaunt, their skin pulled tight against their bone. Where their eyes would be, just appear to be sunken black areas of complete darkness. The only other thing of note that seems to be different from you, Forte, is they wear a rictus grin on their face as they begin to slowly lurch down and peer underneath the bed.
It's not good.
Your doppelganger pulls themselves up and slowly begins to walk towards the bathroom. For Lincoln, are you still in there?
I'm kind of looking around in the direction that I thought I saw him run, and just kind of being patient and seeing if I can see any sight of him.
Yeah, you begin to catch something out of the corner of your eye, and now walking into view, you almost breathe a sigh of relief, if Lincoln breathed. But you notice that this Forte that comes into view is exactly as I explained. Their skin desaturated and pulled tight, sunken dark voids where their eyes should be, and they smile. You can see from this distance, close to the figure, since the bathroom is maybe only 10-15 by that much, that this figure has not only a smile but sharp, almost shark-like teeth as they just look into they step into the bathroom and appear to look around for a second, and then you watch, Lincoln, as they slowly turn their head back towards you with a large smile on their face.
Don't like that.
They turn their whole body now to stand and just stare right at you.
Can I mean, Lincoln doesn't think this is going to work, but we'll just try to throw a dagger in the general direction that they're standing.
Sure, yeah, you like turn closer to the entrance where the door frame of the door is that they've kind of stepped into and throw a dagger. You watch as it flies through the air and quickly catches against the wooden door frame, kind of bouncing a little bit as it does. This happens
And-
in the reflection as well, but it appears as though it just goes through the reflection of this forte. They turn to see the blade in the doorframe and then turn back to you and take a step closer to the mirror, staring deep at you, or at least what you can assume to be, since they have no eyes. And they raise up a scrawny long finger and just wag it back and forth very slowly.
Oh, you asshole. Okay. Does he do anything else? Does he leave the room, or is he still here?
He almost loses interest in you. He almost appears to be searching around the room. You almost get the sense that he's looking for something. He moves over to the shower curtain and pulls it aside.
He's looking for my friend. If his back is turned, I'll try to move out of the room.
Yeah, his back is turned as he's pulled the curtain to, and you're able to move out of the bathroom back into the living room area, or the bedroom area.
So canonically, my character has no way of knowing that real Forte is hiding in the closet.
That would technically be the case, yes.
Damn it. Okay, I'm going to just... This is the room I thought I saw him run into, though, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to quickly scroll somewhere prominently on the wall. Fake Forte in bathroom. Run.
You begin to see an etching into the wall over on the opposite side of the room, Forte, peering through the slit of wood. You hear the sound of what sounds like some type of curtain in the bathroom area shifting quickly, and you see this message from Lincoln written on the wall. Or carved.
Yeah. With the I have a hand axe. I guess I could use that to carve back. I'm gonna try and write hiding will run soon.
Well, here's my
Okay.
question. Where are you carving this into as you're currently hiding in the closet?
Oh, there's nothing. Okay, there's nothing. Well, if it pop. Okay.
You can see through the slits of the closed closet door that this writing appears on the opposite side of the wall.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought
Yeah.
it was in the closet. I misheard.
No,
I
no,
just-
no.
I'm just gonna wait.
Okay.
I'm just gonna wait. I don't think I could outrun anything with my speed and bulk, so I need to wait for a little bit better opportunity.
Is there a window outside? Can I look out and see if any of the other party have moved?
Yeah, if you step out of the smaller bedroom, there's only 2 bedrooms in this house, and they're kind of both connected at the far end of the house. Up at the front is just this kind of living quarters, kind of like family area. There's some old furniture covered in cloth to maybe keep it safe from dust, an old piano in the corner with a small chandelier above it. You can clearly see there's 2 front windows at the front end of the house, with the door that's kind of been busted into the interior and slightly hangs off its hinge. Pieces of glass lay both on the inside but mostly outside of the front area here, and you can see shards of them. You can easily see outside that your party members are still sleeping currently. Although it has been
damn
2
it.
weeks, so I'll say Lincoln noticed that everyone fell asleep and went to go hide in the wagon himself, but Lincoln never interacted with his sleeping party members, so I will say that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought I did try to shake one of them awake last time, but
Yeah, I think you actually tried to shake Opie awake.
oh yeah, I remember shaking him like a ragdoll.
Okay,
but
okay. Sorry. Take that back, man.
I am getting concerned that no one else has woken up. I think I've done everything I can for Forte. Damn it. Because it doesn't sound like opening and closing doors affects the mirror universe. It only, like, scratching stuff into the walls does.
Well, you don't know. You're not sure.
Okay.
Everything that you have done in your world has been reflected in the mirror. The only thing that you've noticed was off is your dagger reflected in the mirror didn't hit the doppelganger Forte. That's the only thing you've noticed that was off.
Can I run up and try to, like, close the door on the shadow guy? I mean, I know he's not there in my world, but I can close the door and, like, quickly try to jam it or something.
To the bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay. You quickly move over to the lavatory room. Forte, you begin to hear the creaking of wood. You begin to see the shadow of your doppelganger crawl up onto the bed. But just as it's about to step out of the bathroom, you see, almost as if by some invisible force, the bathroom door quickly closes, snapping shut with a loud bang.
That's awesome. Luke is very happy about that, but Lincoln can only hope that worked.
So I see it's behind that closed door.
Whatever that thing is, it seems to... You're not even sure how this happened, but it's behind the door. You actually now hear a loud thud as there is a loud fist hitting against the door.
I've got woodcarver's tools. I want to try to jam the door, like, quickly.
Okay, sure. Give me some type of check with the woodcarver's tools.
How about sleight of hand?
Yeah, I like that. Do it at advantage since you're training them.
Oh man, this is already really good. 25.
Yes.
That's 18 plus 7.
All right. Can you give me just a quick idea on how you jam?
Yeah. I like take one of my, like, non-magical daggers and a hammer and just kind of, like, jam it in one of the, like, slats above the hinge so that when it opens, it can't get leverage.
Forte, you hear the thudding sound of either a palm or a fist hitting against the door. Now you hear the sound of the door handle beginning to jingle. But for whatever reason, it doesn't appear to open. Now you can actually see in the darkness, there appears to be something, maybe some type of small weapon that seems to be jammed in the door.
I gotta move. I gotta try and get back outside or get away from this thing.
Sure.
Run.
You swing the sliding, kind of folding closet door open and begin to make your way out. Just as you do, you hear a smash of wood as you see this gaunt-looking version of your hand that's busted through the door frame and now begins to grip tight at the handle from on the opposite side as you just quickly run out of the room and out into the open area of the courtyard.
Find a different
Lincoln,
spot.
similarly, you see a portion of the top left area of the door frame just burst and splinter that kind of thrown your way as they just kind of bounce off of you a little bit. But you see nothing else on the other side.
Okay. All right. At this point, now that the action is moved out of reflection range of that little porthole window, I really don't know how much I can do to help. So I want to go back and check on the rest of the party.
Okay. Lankin, you step back out of the house and into the courtyard. Please give me a perception check as you do.
I keep not making characters that are good at perception, and I need to start doing that again. Oh boy, 7.
All right. I'm going to say similarly, Forte, please give me a perception check as you step out onto the courtyard.
12 plus 1.
Lincoln, you see all of your sleeping team members kind of still laying on the ground out here. Although some of them are breathing a little sharper, a little quicker. You actually see Professor Bark beginning to shift a little bit. You seems to maybe be slowly rousing. Forte, on your side, you see the reflection, just as you did initially when you woke up here, of everyone sleeping on the ground through the small pieces of glass, as you kind of hear the sound of their crunch under your feet and look down. You also see the reflection of Lincoln stepping outside too. But he does not seem to notice you.
I got to get back to where they're at because we're not in the same place. I'm for sure on that. And I don't like what I saw back there, and I don't want to even look at it. Guess I gotta find another reflective thing.
So I'll ask this first. Forte, what do you do? You hear another sound of smashing wood further into the house.
I gotta get to a different house to try and find another mirror to be able to see everybody.
Okay.
I'm at this one, basically. I'm almost same as Lankin.
Yeah, you can almost see, like, through the reflection, just like the tall figure of Lincoln kind of stepping over the glass right now.
I want to try to get to this one over here.
Okay.
About at 7 o'clock.
Sure.
And I want to try to, as I go by, dent up or scuff up or make a notch in the door frame as I go into this one. Maybe not so much like smacking it to make noise, but kind of getting some sort of mark on it that maybe they could pick up on.
Okay, what's the mark look like?
Just a scrape, like a slash.
All right. Lincoln, you see your sleeping members around you. What do you do?
It looked like Professor was breathing sharply, so I'm gonna run over and I'm gonna shake him real hard.
Professor Bark, there's a deep sleepiness that fills your head. Even though it's not all that comfortable, you have that sensation that, man, it sure would be bad to get up right now. It just feels so good sleeping here. But you see what almost shocks you, this pile of bones that stands over you, before your mind takes a second to fully come in and recognize it's Lincoln standing above you, as your vision kind of goes from a blur and comes into focus, and you wake.
My poor bitch, mom.
Shadow doppelgangers.
Oh.
I very briefly explain what is happening. Forte is currently running from a horrible shadow version of himself in a mirror dimension.
That's curious. Does it only work in mirrors and glass?
I don't know. Reflections. It must be reflections.
Shit. First protocol Bark would be interested in the weird stuff. Sorry, friends.
You guys also notice that creature Wilbur is no longer at the top end of the house where it initially fell asleep with you.
No, Wilbur.
Oh no, they stole lower priority.
Yes. There's a mystery afoot. Professor Bark literally steps over Opie to go and look at the pond. Or the little fountain.
You come over, Professor Bark, feeling as though you may have an epiphany. But as you get closer, you suddenly realize the cruel nature of the fountain. The water splaying out of the hands of the figure standing here and rippling at the base is all painted stone.
Is it?
It's not real water.
Oh, so it's just like shaped water? Okay. Yeah. Or shaped stone.
Shaped
to look
stone,
like water.
That's right.
Okay.
That's stupid.
I wonder, why make such a facsimile of water?
I'll say, Professor Bark, if you're going along that tangent, though, make a history check.
Yeah, That was the implication. I was
Yeah, give me a. I'll say history check at advantage, actually.
Advantage. Advantage. Ooh, 22.
Oh, you get you a good boy card.
Great.
While this is happening, I stab Uncle Jimmy in the leg with my weak hand.
Uncle Jimmy, you wake to a sharp pain stabbing you in the leg for 2 points of piercing damage. You look up, quickly seeing this bony, shadowy figure above you leaning over, and a sharp sting in your leg as it holds a dagger inside.
The shadow clones are coming to kill you.
The first thing I do would be to reach towards whatever stabbed me and try to bite the living hell out of it.
Lincoln, you see Uncle Jimmy almost like shoot up as you do this at the same time and just dig his teeth into like the arm bones of the arm that stabbed him.
No, my little arm.
What's the big idea?
No.
My apologies. I was just waking you up. Let me go stab the child in time.
No, done. Hey, no, we stabbing the child. I'm gonna hop over and use my weird, long, creepy bugbear monkey arms and poke her.
All right. Uncle Jimmy begins poking at Opie. Opie, you begin to stir from your sleep.
Hot dogs. He's like still dreaming. Oh, what's going on?
Shadow clones are coming to kill you.
What?
Forte may already be dead.
Where's Wilbur?
Probably also dead. Good morning.
Yeah.
Professor Bark.
Yes.
This water's not real. But as you think for a second, trying to figure out what Lincoln has told you, the thought enters your mind. Lassier is a harbor town. Up ahead of you, a couple blocks down, are the docks that sit at the edge of the Slumber Lagoon.
Okay. The final thought that he was investigating, that he might also try and squeeze in there, I'll make it separate check, is did this well look like it was ever holding water? Or this fountain, rather?
You don't need to make a check. No, it all looks just like a facsimile of water shooting out of hands. No. It's like it's thick enough up where it doesn't look like you would really be able to put much in here.
So Bark would loudly exclaim, not explaining much more than just it, letting his thoughts out. I wonder why they would make a... Oh, fucking hell. I wonder why they would make pretend water, he would say it more eloquently, right here when they have such a large lake behind them. And he's making his way back towards the lake the whole time.
Sure, you can't see it through the kind of zigzag, busy streets here that are somewhat claustrophobic, but you know probably a couple more blocks down, based off of how much ground you guys have covered already searching Lassier, that the docks shouldn't be but maybe 4 or 5 blocks past this.
Okay. I don't think he would know not to make that kind of a trip alone. He'd turn around and say, well, are you all coming?
Where?
I assume that Lincoln told us about like Forte in the house. Like,
yeah.
all that.
The same brief explanation we gave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just gonna leave Forte?
No.
I hope to find some more reflective surfaces out by the lake.
Then Lincoln starts floating ominously towards the lake as quickly as he can.
Just to confirm,
and the Oryx are still sleeping.
Oh, I stab Tyne.
Tyne! R.
It's just the first thing he says when he wakes up.
Yeah.
He's a Pokemon. I hand him his pipe and give him the spiel.
Okay.
Tied up, tied up, tied up, tied up, tied up, tied up.
Opie goes to the Auroch and says, Rutho! And kind of like funks him on the head.
You give him a flick, but he doesn't wake.
I cast Speak with Animals to talk to Wilbur, and that lasts for 10 minutes. Has it been like more than 10 minutes?
It's been an hour.
Oh, yeah.
I
Okay.
fell unconscious.
I mean, the Auroch's probably fine.
We can retrieve the Auroch later.
Lincoln, you get ready to go follow Professor Bark, but after you wake Tyne and turn, you and everyone else, kind of looking around to make sure everyone has been gathered together, notice that over on the door here that was hanging somewhat open but still visible is a large mark that seems to have been carved into it that wasn't before. Everyone give me a perception check.
Oh.
Oh.
This is not me, right?
Not you.
Well.
Well,
Opie, is that with advantage?
no, it's just a 5.
Oh, wait, never mind. I'm at disadvantage because I've got horrible lesions and boils all over my face.
Oh, the boils, no.
No.
Okay, okay. I mean,
I'll take-
still strong
I mean,
at a 20 with
yeah.
disadvantage.
Still did better than the rest of us.
The
Uncle
20
Jimmy.
or the crit 20?
Yeah. Uncle Jimmy, you notice this marking in the door itself, but you also notice just out of the corner of your eye something that maybe most others would have missed. And one of the fragments of the single window here that's been smashed at the front of the house to the southwest of you appears to be the reflection of what looks like Forte standing nearby. Forte,
shit.
you actually see your party waking up now, and it almost looks like maybe Uncle Jimmy has noticed you in the reflection.
Oh.
I give a subtle like wave, like with my hand to him, just in case anything else is watching. Could I do a sleight of hand?
Sure.
This one is not a disadvantage because it was what, wisdom and something else.
It's not Dex.
14.
He flashes you, Forte, a subtle wave, notifying you that he sees you.
I'm gonna point to what I'm trying to do unless they're flagging me to go somewhere else.
Uncle Jimmy, oh, go ahead, Lincoln.
I was going to say, if I see this, I carve lake into the ground.
Oh, lake?
Yeah.
Well, I would have to know if I can see that. But
Lincoln, you begin carving this into the ground. It takes a minute or two just because there's like cobblestone underneath you. You finish carving the lake and you peer up to look into the reflection to see Forte is staring back and appears to see this, but you also now see, since you're sort of like here looking at this reflection, you see Forte maybe standing right here, and you also see the reflection of the area behind you. You see, stepping out of the house that you and him both exited from is the other version of him that now slowly turns its head with its rictus grin over towards him who does not see it.
I gesture wildly.
Forte, you see, again, sort of backwards, lake carved into the ground by Lincoln, but he begins quickly and frantically kind of pointing behind you, and as you turn, you now see the doppelganger of yourself. It begins to walk out of the door frame of the house, leaving one hand to just sort of scrape these long, scrawny fingernails against the door frame as it slowly begins to step towards you. What do you do?
I really don't want to engage with it because if there's me, I don't necessarily know if there's all of them. And then I don't know how strong it is. And I don't know if anything's not right with me combat-wise. So I'll try and get to, which I assume north would be towards the lake. So run around the fountain, try to keep a barrier in front of me, and I need to book it.
Okay. You begin to quickly move. You watch as it lowers its shoulders and begins to move at a slightly quicker walk your way. Not running with you, though, just walking as it continues to grin. Each of you, both Forte and the group, through the reflection, as you all see Forte beginning to probably move corresponding with you. You see now, things are getting darker than they were before. You probably have another good 15 so or minutes of light before the blight comes in.
Wait, is that just Forte or is that us too?
That appears to be both in the reflection of Forte and up above you all.
Guys, I think we should hurry.
The lake.
Yes. A pace. And everyone, as we run, shout your ideas on how we get over to the Mirrorverse or get the Mirrorverse back to here.
Jump into lake.
Sounds the best plan so far. I'm willing to hear at least 4 other plans.
Well, I have no idea what's going on. I was just having a nice dream about hot dogs.
Forte, you begin hauling ass through the city streets, the district areas, continuing to head north, hoping to come across eventually through the kind of crowded, almost cramped streets here of Lasir, hoping to come up to the dock area of Lasir where the lake is. As you do, please give me a survival check.
All right. Survival. That's a 10.
You begin to weave in and out of the buildings, Forte, trying to find your way to the docks. You see the light above from the Gleedokins beginning to wane. You, seeing that up above, take a quick turn, and as you look, you think, have I been down the street again?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Somewhere in the distance, although now you're not sure where it's coming from, you hear the subtle scraping sound of long fingernails against one of the side stone houses. The rest of the group, can you guys please give me a survival check?
Got it, baby. Oh. I mean,
Like it says, you got it, baby, and like walks into a dead end.
Oh man,
it was
Uncle
at
Jimmy.
least above a 10.
2 crits, dude.
That's
I mean, this isn't an incredibly hard check, so yeah, Professor Bark, I'd say you were the most adept. Your team almost takes a right where they should have taken a left down these tight alleyways, and you kind of quickly yell at them to come follow you down the correct path. And as you do, you are able to lead everyone in a very small time span. Like if you're all heading very quickly, like this doesn't take much time, and you all find yourselves entering into an area that opens up, and you see ahead of you these soft sounds of the water splashing up against a dockyard that kind of cuts across the top north end of Lasir here. You can see now the waning light from up above. What would you like to do?
Lincoln immediately jumps in the water.
Lincoln just walks up to the edge of the wooden docks and just like takes a step off and drops into the water. Lincoln, you drop into the water and find yourself splashing underneath. It's very dark here under the water. You are underneath the water.
Congrats.
Bark just reaches down and picks him back up. Like, I count as large for carrying, so I think a bone person should be easy enough.
It did not work.
Yes, I might have guessed as much. Can you tell me how it is that you saw Mr. Forte disappear in the first place?
He left the place where there was reflection. Or do you mean how he left our dimension?
Yeah, how
He was dragged away by something I could not see into the house.
Into the house, you say?
Yes. And then I tell him about the mirror where I saw the shadow version of myself break the mirror.
Oh.
Presume that that's how he got dragged into the mirror dimension.
Feel like I fucked up leading everybody far away from.
Well, it was a broken mirror, so.
Yeah.
All right. So if it, well, I suppose if a creature that you couldn't see dragged him into it, presumably a reflection. Presumably this creature is the key. You say we have some effect on the world that he's stuck in.
Yes.
Maybe we can help in that way. We know that he's coming this direction. Maybe we can set a trap. One that Forte will not fall into.
That's gonna be tricky.
Let's see. I'm trying to think quickly in character.
Yeah, I have like 0 ideas.
You like wait, Lincoln, as you're pulled back onto the rickety dock, and the others are kind of picking at their brains. You just wait, looking across the water from the soft reflection, just waiting to see. It only took you guys about 5 minutes to get up here, and as you peer into the water, waiting to maybe see some reflection of Forte, you do not see one.
Trying to think of some universal symbol that says "Don't trust this, but do trust that," but I can't think of anything. He's a paladin. Do I know what? Do any of you know about the religious things? Probably not.
Anvil.
You have more than.
I'm a cleric.
Yeah. I guess I'm asking more generally, are any of your characters like familiar with religion? Because Bark is not. And if maybe there is like some opposed, well, I guess that answers that question.
Uncle Jimmy's going to take a history check or a religion check to see if he knows anything about Muradin.
Maybe there's some fable in which he trusted the righteous path or something, some words like this.
I mean, Uncle
Were there
Jimmy,
any-
yeah, you know the basic details of a few gods. You probably also know, some decent kind of surface level information about Muradin.
And what about I won't get over to the other side. Damn it.
Muradin's domains, things like creation, earth, good, law, protection, stuff like that. His titles, the Soul Forger, the Dwarf Father, the All Father, the Creator.
Oh, yes, okay. Those names. So I just keep on taking, yes, good. And he starts writing down these names. And, All right, here's the plan. We're going to take these names that he will recognize and start writing them on random corners. That is going to be his path to lead him into safety, which will hopefully lead the other astray into a trap that we set elsewhere. So, everybody, do I need to explain more, or can we kind of hand wave this?
I just don't know what our trap is.
Yeah. I guess that's what I mean. Like, do we need? I need to figure out.
Is there? Okay, so is there?
We have traps.
Oh,
we literally have traps.
Oh yeah.
Like it takes boatload of them.
Like
yes.
It takes like 5 hunting traps and sets them roughly over by where the bad symbol is.
Yes. Okay. So they're all going to be like really, really similar, so that you would have to like be intimately familiar with all these names to notice the difference. And then like the third name in, it's going to be the left, where we're going to try and send him to the right.
Are you doing anything to like disguise the traps, or are you just putting them on the ground?
I guess I could cover them with like sand, because I imagine we're down by a harbor, right?
You are down by the harbor. I'd say it's not so much sand as just like a bunch of small stones that pile up at the edge of the shore here, which you could probably still use.
Fine.
Yeah.
I try to cover them up as best I can.
Sure. And then Bark, how are you doing this? Are you putting this on like one of the alleyways that would lead here to the harbor? How is this being set up?
Yeah, so it would be like eye level, just on the sides of random buildings that I can that I'll just like plaster signs on. Let me figure out how I do signs. Signs shouldn't be difficult. I can literally make anything. Because we have to affect the structure, right? Like, we can't just start pasting stuff all over the place. Oh, we can just carve stuff. We've all got daggers, I think, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So we'll just carve them, like, vertically into, like, the corner of the building, so it's the most visible.
Okay. And the implication is to have him see those and go sway left, whereas this other thing will hopefully go right?
Yeah, so we'll put like the names that he recognizes on the left so that he's always following those.
Okay.
And then we'll put names that are similar but don't fit into his dogma on the right, so that hopefully he gets distracted by at least one of them.
Okay.
He.
You guys do this, as you do, knowing that the correct path, if Forte follows it in whatever realm or plane or dimension he's in, that he can use it to get to the docks here, as he doesn't appear to have maybe caught up with you all. Perhaps he's stuck somewhere, maybe the creature got him, you're hoping not, but you kind of finish carving here. Forte, you're moving through the streets. You're unsure. Is this a road you've been down before? You turn around and take a second. You begin to turn a corner when suddenly you feel a hand swiping across your chest for 22 versus AC.
That will hit.
Oh, no.
You feel the sharp sting as sharp fingernails scratch across your chest for 8 points of slashing damage. You turn now, seeing the rictus grin of your doppelganger self, just slowly turning around the corner to catch up with you. What do you do?
Ew. I'm going to... I'm just checking to see if this works. I will panic and try and run, but as I do that, I like to channel divinity to turn undead.
Ooh.
Okay. You knowing you need to get some distance on this thing, begin to turn and try to get some distance from it. But as you do, you maybe hold up like Mirrodin's symbol, the anvil from your neck hanging from an amulet or necklace, and begin to channel the divinity. What does that do, the turn undead?
Channel divinity, turning undead. I use an action to present my holy symbol. Each undead that can see or hear me within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw, which will be a DC 14. If the fails, they are turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage. Any turned creature must spend its turn trying to move away from me as far as it can. And it can't move willingly to a space within 30 feet of me. Also cannot take reactions. For action, it can only take its dash, or try and escape from an effect that prevents it from moving.
You throw this up and speak the Dwarven language of your creator, trying to turn this creature, hoping that it is undead. You watch as this gaunt doppelganger version of yourself suddenly stops in its tracks and just stares at you quiet for a second as you continue to head down another alleyway. It cocks its head, though, and raises a hand, and again throws up a single long, emaciated finger and shakes it back and forth as it lowers its shoulders and begins to run towards you.
You got strong, bitch.
Well.
Give me one more survival check as you attempt to navigate the last bits of the alleyways here to get to the docks. You can hear the splashing of water in the distance.
I'm going to use my 3rd out of 4th +1. A critical fail.
You begin to run, unsure of where you may be going, just trying to follow the sound of the water itself. You come up to a fork in the road. A building splits the walkways of the alley, and you notice at the edges of the house are several names that appear to be carved in wood amongst them. As you quickly read them, trying to keep moving at a brisk pace, just trying to gain any distance you can now on the unseen assailant behind you. Now that you turned a couple corners, you notice that on one side there appeared to be... Actually, give me a religion check at advantage.
So here's the thing. Forte is a -1 religion.
Oh boy.
And Bill Good. Look, he's a salt of the earth, blue collar kind of guy.
He is. He doesn't really know why the forge is so important, but
At advantage.
I thought I hit. That would be a crit for a 19.
Okay, you still get your good boy card.
Critical 19.
Yeah, crit 19.
That's my new nickname.
Forte, the names on the left side all accurately represent names of your creator, of course. How could you miss them? The names on the right, although the 1 or 2 are the ones that are correct, seem to be jumbled with a bunch of false names or incorrect ones. Do you go to the left side or the right side heading down the alleyway?
I need to go to the one where I recognize the names.
You begin to head down the left side of the alleyway, running quickly. As you turn one more corner, the last bits of the housing begin to part. There's a open harbor ahead of you, made of stone. You see the docks and the now darkening waters as the clouds up above are beginning to fill with a darkness that reminds you of the Blight. What do you do?
I gotta crack a torch, and I gotta try to get. I gotta try to get towards either the docks or the water. I just gotta try and get some space.
Okay, so where do you run to?
Past the signs that were left.
Yeah, you're past the signs now. They seem to have accurately led you the correct way to the docks here.
Okay. Out onto the docks, and then
You step out onto the docks with a lit torch.
And can I say, like, while everybody was doing the trap thing, Opie stays near the docks. And he's also going to crack a torch and, like, wave it around. So the reflection shows in the water.
You notice something, Forte, like a shifting of your torch in the reflection of the waters that you are not doing. Kind of tense up for a second, hoping it's not the creature. But as you look into the reflection, you see peering over the corner, holding the torch in the reflection of the waters below you, the face of Opie. Opie, you look down into the reflection of the water and see Forte standing on the docks.
Opie's gonna yell for the others because I don't know where they are.
Yeah, they're all nearby. Yeah.
Forte's here. He's right here.
Where do we need to guide him to?
I want to try something. Is there any, like, puddles of water, like, near the lake? Like, shallow puddles?
Do a high or low roll. Just say high or low and roll a d20. If you call it, there will be.
Low.
There is not. It's a dry day.
Well, Opie is going to take his water skin and pour it out, like, on a flat surface, hoping to get, like, a nice, not too big little puddle, really shallow, and see if it's reflective, like super reflective.
It's not super reflective because it's pretty shallow as it just sort of splashes against the cobblestone. But you do see a reflection in the puddle here that may not last for long, but is here currently right now.
Opie, like, shines his torch over it.
Oh, nice.
Forte,
like
you
a
saw
beacon.
Opie disappear, and you, like, turn to see if anything else has happened, and notice now a puddle back towards the cobblestone area right off the wooden docks closer to the buildings. The puddle is there, maybe like 5-6 feet wide, and there is a torch in the reflection of the water that is waving around.
Okay. I run towards it.
You begin to run towards the puddle, and as you do, you look up to see, turning the corner now, is the doppelganger version of yourself that smiles as it sees you. Opie, you see Forte, the flicker of his torch as he runs up in the reflection, and looks down at you for a second and then peers up, looking towards the area that you all made it to like walk into this harbor spot.
Guys, I think the bad thing is here too.
Good. He needs to move towards the trap.
Where are the traps in relation to this puddle?
There was 2 walkways to lead Forte either to a trap or to this open harbor area. Now that the creature has moved here, this doppelganger has moved here, you guys get the sense that it did not go in the direction of the traps.
No traps left.
You're not sure maybe if it just picked 50-50 or perhaps it maybe acutely knows this town better than some of you. You're not sure, but it is past the traps now.
Opie's just gonna keep waving his torch, hoping that Forte hurries and tries to come through
What do you do?
the
Forte?
reflection.
Give me an idea. Were we close enough to hear Opie?
Yeah, you guys are all. You see all this happening. Yeah, you haven't gone anywhere.
No, Lincoln did. I was gonna say,
What?
try and reach through the puddle, or Encourage him to try and reach through the puddle.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
it works in this way.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I support your theories, young man. Test them out. It's the only way to know for sure.
Science.
Exactly, my boy. Science. That's on you, Opie.
I mean, we already tried to like go through the lake, so
Yeah.
I'm assuming it doesn't work from this way. But
Well, I'm yelling at you to tell him to try
Yeah.
and reach through.
I mean, Opie's going like this.
Oh, okay.
Does-
Yeah.
I'll try the thing with the wooden figurine again. I'll drop it in the puddle.
You drop it in the puddle. Opie, you see a strange thing. The reflection of the small wooden carving begins to almost push up. Not just as a reflection, but almost like a push through the water. But as you give it some force, trying to push it through, Forte, you feel as though, for whatever reason, even though there seems to be some push from this realm to the other, that it's not enough to go all the way through. Give me like a nature, arcana, or investigation check.
They're all -1. We're gonna try Arcana.
Smart guy. Whoa.
15.
You can see this puddle on the ground, Forte. Although it is a reflection, some of it, unfortunately, just because it's been poured onto the cobblestone below, has begun to seep through underneath. It is not a fully intact reflection. Perhaps it is possible for you to go through it on your end, but you can't do it through the puddle. The figure steps closer. It's about 15 feet out now. It's just slowly walking towards you.
Opie's gonna run back to the lake then.
You see Opie get up, the light of her torch beginning to dissipate. As you turn to follow the directions she's heading, you now see the light of the reflection. It's so weird. You see the wooden dock over on your opposite side. No one is standing on it, but you still see the light of a torch in its dark reflection.
So I threw my figurine in there. It couldn't break through. Is it stuck in the puddle? Did it float back up?
It looked as though it almost sunk in an otherworldly nature through the reflection, but wasn't able to pierce all the way. And with your check, you're able to determine that although it may seem like it is possible to get from this side to the other through a reflection, you can't do it through the one that Opie's made, because some of the water is already seeping through the cobblestone.
Got it.
It's not full enough for your whole body to fit through.
Can I cast a create or destroy water?
We're shining the light over by the lake now.
Okay.
Yeah, you see a torch over next to the entire slumber
I'll go back
lagoon
over.
lake.
I'll go back over to the lake, and I'll cannonball into the lake. I don't know if that's what to do in chainmail, but I'm gonna do it.
Gonna say the dwarf natural habitat. The
You begin,
lake.
lumbering down the dock. You can hear the wood underneath your heavy armor groaning. And as you get to the edge, you can now hear the quick footsteps of wood behind you coming your way. You don't even look back as you just jump, gripping an arm around your knees as you cannonball into the water. There is a thick and loud splash, and it's the weirdest sensation you've ever felt, Forte. You typically cannonball into the water and can feel the pressure of the water as it envelopes you. But as you jump into this water, there is, in a split second, feeling as though what was below water and what was above water have now completely flipped, as everyone sees Forte almost as if he was deep underneath the water, just splash up out of it at about like chest high now, sticking out of the water. You can see everyone else at the edge of the dock here, Forte. And you're like 10 feet out now that you kind of jumped into the waters.
Forte is going to get back to land. Oh, help! Help!
You begin swimming over and begin to grip onto the dock. Lincoln goes to reach down for you and grip you, as well as Professor Bark. As you are about to be lifted with the help of them out of the water, something grabs onto your legs and begins gripping into you for 2 points of piercing damage. Both you, Lincoln, and Professor Bark, you can feel this pull as if something is trying to pull him back underneath the water. Both of you, give me athletic checks, please.
With knowing my rolls tonight, I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Sure. And I'll say anyone else can see this happening to Forte, so if you want to quickly run over and help, you can.
Okay. Okay.
And it's a good thing I did. Give me that good boy card.
Take your good boy card.
It's a great thing you did.
Forte, you can feel this piercing sensation, this gripping hands that are squeezing into the flesh of your legs below. You kick, not even looking down, just hoping that your friends pull you up. Lincoln, you grip his arm around with one of your bony arms and just kind of grab at the shoulder piece of his armor and just lean back along with Professor Bark. And the sensation of the gripping around your legs, Forte, dissipates. And with a splash, Forte flips, being pulled up onto the edge of the dock. The sound of wood groaning underneath his weight and everyone else as you kind of all three collapse over onto the edge of the pier here.
Thank you.
You followed the path and made the leap of faith on your own. We're glad to have you back.
We didn't even need to use any of the traps you made for us.
To not sleep with the fishes, you had to sleep with the fishes. Or jump into I don't know. Can we put some ice over like this or something? Can we so they try to come in, then boom, hit the ice and they'll just bounce back to wherever the fuck they're from, please? Can we?
Are you asking if you can freeze a lake permanently?
Where he jumped at least, so they'll be like, oh, hey, we're gonna jump in there, and they're gonna hit ice and be like, why can't I get over there? And then we can get the hell out of here with the hot dog monster and whatever. This place sucks.
The Wilbur is gone.
Don't say that, Mr. Lincoln. We don't know that.
Is he here?
Well, he's not here right now.
That is because he is gone.
Then maybe you found Shadow Wilbur and they're chasing tails or something over there. You know, but maybe they're friends. You don't
Everybody
know
make
him.
a perception check.
Oh no, don't tell me. He's standing right behind me, isn't he?
Who make a perception check?
Everybody.
Hey, baby.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
He is standing right behind you.
so dumb.
Professor Bark and Opie, you guys hear a knocking over of what sounds like something being knocked over in one of the nearby boathouses about 20-30 feet out. You turn, waiting to see the two doors of the boathouse begin to sway open slowly, and it's very close to getting dark as the blight you now see begins to roll over the waters of Lake Slumber headed your way. But as you see the two doors push open, lazily crawling out, kind of scratching at one of his eyes, is Wilbur.
I knew he was okay.
How do we know that creature didn't cause all of this?
Opie's gonna cast Speak with Animals again.
You see, she can talk to the animals. So ask Wilbur.
And he's gonna ask Wilbur, Wilbur, what happened?
Wilbur looks around shocked for a second, then turns to notice the other group and says, responding to you,
Hot dog boy. Wilbur fell asleep. You have hot dog for Wilbur?
I don't think we were able to finish making the hot dogs before we fell asleep too.
Wilbur had good nap. Would like hot dog now.
Well, we could go back and we can finish making them, but we should probably leave here first. There's something really creepy going on. It's really dangerous.
Wilbur ate all chickens here at farms. Ready for hot dog. Wilbur, follow you.
Okay, let's go.
Wilbur, you just see like Opie just stare at Wilbur, and I'm assuming speak with animals. Let's see. Yeah, like Opie makes these grunts and snorts, as does Wilbur, and then after what seems like a back and forth, Wilbur just sort of nonchalantly saunters over next to Opie.
He's okay, guys. I mean, he fell asleep too.
I tire of this town.
As do I.
Yeah, I think we should get out of here as soon as possible, although it might be a little hard now that it's dark.
Let us return to the cart. Create light.
Alright.
I don't have the light spell, but I still have torches.
Well, correct torch also.
Yeah, I mean, Opie still has his torch out.
I'm just happy to be back with you guys because being alone was not the way to be.
Seems a harrowing adventure for sure.
That whole thing is really freaky. I wonder what the heck.
Can just as we're walking, can I assess my wounds to see if they're superficial? Is there anything still lingering?
Yeah, give me like a medicine check.
I don't need to be like being tracked or anything. Hey, something that I'm good at. 23.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's nasty scratches from whatever this doppelganger thing was. However, besides that, it doesn't look like there's any lingering pain or perhaps effects from the wounds.
Well, that's good.
Just remember not to fall asleep this time.
Tell you what, that world, you guys, one, you saved me without being there, but how is there a me without the eyes that's dead? Was I dead?
No. Clearly, these are some creatures that led to the downfall of this town. Perhaps they live in the lake.
Oh, remind me not to go near any lakes anymore.
Actually begs a good question. I'm sorry, I'm asking this again. We watched Forte get dragged into the house or just away?
It was the house.
Yeah,
Okay.
Lincoln saw him dragged into the house that he had kind of fallen asleep next to.
Curious, indeed.
You all
to
continue
catalog.
back. Go ahead, sorry.
We'll have to catalog this creature and inquire further from more reputable sources. That's it.
You, along with the rest of the group, and Wilbur following closely behind Opie, find yourselves back in the open square at nighttime. With a torch cracked, you're able to see around the courtyard here. And as you catch back up to the wagon, you notice the oryx has begun to sort of shake its head and slumberly open its eyes and begin to pull itself up from its sleep.
Was speak with animals still up? Opie goes, Ritho, you okay?
Russo shakes his head and kind of looks at you, just like shaking it back and forth, and says,
Yes, sleep, but awake now.
That's good.
What creature is that?
he says, turning and staring at Wilbur.
This is our new friend, Wilbur.
Not enemy?
I know.
Will
He's-
not gore then.
No, he's good friend. He just wants some hot dogs.
Aurochs want hot dogs.
We'll get you some hot dogs too then.
Everyone sees like a long, like cow tongue of the Auroch slip out and run over its lips.
To imagine we heard her just like
Yeah, she's
and then
communicating.
when she says Wilbur, she just out of nowhere.
Where the wild things are.
And Opie's gonna say to Rutho, yeah, we'll get hot dogs. We just really need to get out of town right now. It's dangerous.
The Aurochs kind of looks around and just responds, cramped.
Yeah.
Opie, can you inform our friend that we also need to leave now? And we may have to walk in the dark for a while.
We need to go, so.
Excellent. You're already ahead of the plan.
I guess this place wasn't a total loss. We got Wilbur here. You know, we know never to come back here.
Never.
This place is awful.
Opie's gonna start leading the Aurochs out.
Okay. You all kind of walking along with the wagon begin to do a quick, tight turn with the Cradle Aurochs and begin to try to head back out the way you came with a couple torches lit to keep you all in the light. Wilbur following close behind Opie, kind of sniffing the air occasionally, its tail slapping the sides of buildings and stuff as it goes. And it's not long before you all find yourselves exiting this area of this town and leaving the walls of Lasir safely. It is
Terrible place.
12 blight time.
So we should get a decent way away and then bed for the night?
He's back towards the road.
It's up to you all.
No. Unhallowed tomb.
Oh, got it. Yeah, right. I'm sorry.
I say we just go like 1 hex away because how big are the hexes?
6 miles
Jason.
each.
6.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like 6 miles is enough. So
Maybe
as long-
we shouldn't. Maybe we should go here so we're not touching the lake.
Yeah,
Probably a good idea.
I like that.
All right, where are you moving?
Yeah. Into the square that says Lasir.
All right. You continue to move here. The wagon hobbles a little bit as it goes. Let's see. You can mark off Lasir as visited if you'd like to.
I'll strike it off the map.
Moving at normal pace puts you 2 hours in. It is 2 o'clock light time, another tick on the clock. And as you exit away from the town, finding yourself sort of back in the open sort of plains area, in the distance you could maybe just see the edges of the, well, I guess you could not here in the dark. And as a matter of fact, I'd ask for, I think Uncle Jimmy usually does this, give me a survival check to navigate in the darkness.
I will.
I think I'll use a +1 in my advantage card since I have disadvantage on survival
Sure,
checks. I'll put my card up real quick. That's a good one too. So that's +1. That's 20 total.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
you easily are able to get where you need to using the map as a compass to lead you there. So you feel like you've landed where you need to go, just south of Lasir, into an open area in the middle of the night. That's where you are.
Good, Jim, my boy.
It's getting a little easier. I'm gonna jinx myself by saying that, but you guys want to set up?
Lincoln's already getting the fire together since he's the fire master.
Pitmaster Lincoln.
Tyne, why don't you try to make some of those hot dogs while we set up camp, huh?
Hot dog. I've been waiting all my life to make them. Did we have all the ingredients and stuff?
No, we can't, as far as I know.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you
we
guys.
don't have the ingredients.
When Tyne asked how to make hot dogs at the Helper's Hand Guild, there's like a guy who just had some crushed up meat that just quite literally just like squeezed it together in the form of a hot dog. Said this is one.
Just like crushed up meat. That's all a hot dog is.
Like he like made a flat, long like hamburger.
That is
Out of
not.
Casey.
That is not a hot dog, but Lincoln would not argue that.
Actually, technically, I don't even know if you can make a hot dog like without some super processed
Yeah,
machine.
you need something
Meat
to like
casing and-
compact the meat together. So you guys feel like you could make some bare essential hot dogs if you needed to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then Bark will just make a meat grinder. I mean, he literally can make any tool, so
Oh, okay, that's pretty sick.
yeah, I think so, right? Is that, am I remembering?
I think it has to be like a literal toolkit. But you know who can make us a meat grinder with 1 hour of work and a prayer to his God?
And probably owes that god a prayer.
You're absolutely right. I could definitely make you a meat grinder.
That's no idiot. Forte can make us a meat grinder.
I absolutely can. Unfortunately, I panicked so bad. I was trying to think of a way to say that. Like, I only get one channel divinity, a long rest, and
Okay.
I have to wait unless it's short. Well, short rest is a channel divinity, so I have to.
Fine, just roll up meat. They're dumb animals. They won't know.
I was gonna say, this is hot dog a la cut.
Very special.
It's a fancy hot dog.
Better than normal.
Tell him that, Oprah.
I'm not sure if Speak with Animals is still up, but
How long does it
Opie's
last?
just gonna try to make. Huh?
Oh,
You know
10
how long
minutes.
it lasts? Okay.
10 minutes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's been
Lincoln-
2
No,
hours.
it's been like 2 hours. Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
not up.
Lincoln has a once per day speak with animals as well. You can tell.
I mean, the whole time you guys are making these like cheap hot dogs, like the Wilbur is like pushing against you. He's like sniffing hard. He's drooling everywhere. It's disgusting.
Great.
Hold on.
That's why you shouldn't feed your pets human food, I say. And by human, I mean, humanoid.
Do we make these hot dogs?
Yeah, you guys make some real cheap hot dogs that could be a lot better. If you wait too long, these things would just fall apart. 'Cause it's just you guys smashing meat together without any proper utensils and equipment. But maybe if you're just feeding it to these idiot animals, they won't know any better.
Well, Opie gives like most of them to Wilbur, but then he sneaks a few to the Orok too.
Yeah, he nearly takes your hand off as Wilbur like just pulls him from your hand and does that thing like
fit.
It's already gone out of your hand as slobber covers it. And he does that thing where he doesn't even savor it. He just like grabs it and gulps it. This whole time he wanted the hot dog and he just gulped it down. He's sniffing you, and then he looks down and begins sniffing the area as you kind of sneak one over to the oryx, who just kind of throws its tongue out and wraps around and eats it.
And Opie goes back to Wilbur and passes the boy.
He sniffs at your hand again.
Nope, gone.
Oh no.
He kind of, you guys just see like for a good 15 minutes, Wilbur's just like pushing Opie around, not violently, just like trying to sniff at her person, putting a long fingernail like at some of his pockets, trying to see if there's like anything inside. As Opie's just kind of pushing him off of him. And then finally, Wilbur eventually settles down.
Your hand smells good.
All right.
Enter of the day. Good night, everyone.
I do the usual doll thing. I put my creepy haunted doll in the midst of people and say if anyone other than us approach, scream.
Okay. You guys set up your defenses, hunker down for the night. Lincoln, without having to really rest too much at all, is able to do that thing where gathering enough wood, don't have to mark any of it off of your list. You can just grab it from the nearby forested area and use it to keep the fire lit, keeping you all in the light as you have traveled 12 hours today and need to finish off the rest of the day. So that'd be an additional 12 hours, bringing us to 2 o'clock. Light time.
We're taking the rest. Do we need? Can I? Do we need water or anything? Anybody need any healing or anything? Just me.
Well, in long rest, we're gonna heal.
You
Anyways.
guys have a long rest, and then you're gonna
spell
have
slots. I'm just saying.
You're gonna have an additional 4 hours to play around with if you need to resupply or do anything else before you get going. As you all wake from your long rest, you can now see the familiar sight of the Gleedokin up above. It's just now breaking into light time, and we did a full 12 hours. Manus, that's 3 ticks off of the harmonic flux.
Yep.
So, what now, everybody?
Friends.
It's good to make more friends. If Mr. Lincoln thinks we can find more at the, what was it, the spooky abandoned house?
Unhallowed, too.
Right, whatever you said, that's fine.
Maybe friends that require killing first. Most likely friends that require killing friends.
Thought we talked about ending your conversations one sentence early.
What is a sentence?
Forget about.
Lincoln, you kill your friends often?
No. Only when necessary.
You happen to have any friends or bony family outside of here?
No.
Oh, okay. No,
Like it doesn't elaborate.
that's good. Yeah. I got a big family.
Oh, Jason, are we supposed to be able to see the bar above the wagon?
Yeah, we see wagon.
Yeah. But we were told last session that the cart was in pretty bad shape when we entered the town.
Oh, there you go.
And we planned on Tyne and I planned on trying to fix it up when we were done exploring the town, but we had to get out pretty quick.
Well, we were just there for like 12 hours, so I'm sure.
Yeah, can we retcon that we...
Well, you guys, like I said, you have to rest for 8 hours. That was your long rest, but you still need to without risking exhaustion, hang out for an additional 4 hours before you make your trek again. So you could use that 4 hours if you want to mend the cart.
Let's do that.
That's what we wish to
Okay.
do.
So
Here
how much
is
wood
mending.
you using? Oh, you using mending? Okay.
Well, Tyne and I both have mending. If anybody else wants to chip in,
I'll do 5 pounds of wood with my woodworking tools.
All right. So make that check for me, if you wouldn't mind. It's the DC is the AC of the cart, and then mending doesn't require a check. It just works after an hour.
Dirty 20 on the.
Oh yeah, easy.
On the-
And whatever you used in terms of the wood, that's how much it heals.
Nice. Okay, so it heals 5 then, because I only use 5 pounds.
Very nice. And then let me see for the mending. So hang on, let me just double check here. Try to move this quickly. Yeah, 1 hour for both of these things here. And then if you're using mending, give me a D4 roll, please. That's how much it'll heal.
anybody want to roll tines or just roll 2d4?
Yeah, just go ahead for it. I can also create an extra set of tools if either of you guys want to try and repair, or even just with whatever.
Pair of twos.
Very nice. Okay. Yeah, you guys spend a little time. You do some mending, fixing some cracks and missing wood. Lincoln, you kind of nail in some where some of it's kind of split or fallen off. Looks a little better now.
What was the tools check?
Just whatever your tool check is, give me that roll. And then it's just the AC of the cart that you have to beat.
I can't remember what you allowed me to repair since I was proficient with them, but I can't remember what it was.
What did you roll, Luke?
I rolled sleight of hand.
Yeah, I'd say sleight of hand with advantage, since you're trained in the tools.
Nice.
And how much wood did you use?
I was also going to do 5, but I don't know if that's fair. I'll count it as 2 if you, after the fact.
The same that Lincoln was using.
Yeah.
5, okay. I mean, it doesn't matter to me as long as you're marking it off.
Okay. Oh yeah, we don't lose the wood if we fail the check anyways.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So let's see. That was your roll, Professor Bark? Okay, that's fine.
I marked off 5 for Lincoln, but what else am I marking off?
An
Sorry.
additional 10, because I think both of you guys used 5, right?
Yeah, 15 altogether.
So, yeah,
from
15
our
altogether.
total.
The cart
Okay.
is looking in much better shape now that you kind of take a second. Everyone takes a step back. Almost all party members lending a hand now. The cart looks nearly back in pristine shape. Ready to go for several more days at least.
Nice. 2 friends.
And upward, I say.
All right.
Let's go there.
All right, you move here. Amanda, you actually have control of the clock if you want to. Do you want to do the clock?
No.
2 hours pass. Let me check here.
Fucking no.
I just feel like I'm already like
I'm just checking.
I just
checking.
need to know when it passes the pink
Yeah,
thing.
you're doing
That's
a
all
lot.
I need.
Nothing happens here.
As we're walking, Opie's just gonna be like, so I don't understand. If you didn't come from eggs, then where did you come from?
Oh no, we're back on this again.
Why won't you guys tell me?
When 2 bones love each other very much.
No. Forte, not me.
Oh.
Dwarves come from eggs.
Oh.
They do.
They're not entirely wrong, but I don't think we're treading a path we want to travel right now.
Bark starts a long conversation on the difference between mammals and amphibians and reptiles and avian. Avian creatures. There are many different types of birth you see, but all start with eggs to one degree or another. You see in mammals, blah, blah, blah.
No, it's not that all dwarves are little pebbles when they are made, and then they become strong stones. You know, some of us are not as tall as the other ones. Some of us are a little bit wider, if you know, but we all start as pebble and grow as strong as a mountain when we grow up.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
this is correct.
Oh, you're born from pebbles.
Oh, yes. You know, I look all around us. You see how massive the mountains are? They don't just start like that. They have to grow.
yeah, you gotta have a lot of stones to, get there.
Well, maybe outgrow some more too.
Yeah. Oh, yes. You're going to be a fantastic, strong warrior. All of these crazy things. Don't ever, wherever I was that I'll never be able to figure out or forget, don't ever go there. But when you see your glorious combat, you'll become very strong.
Okay.
And see, it's not about being, where you come from. It's where you're going. And to get there, you gotta survive long enough. It's like I was telling you about. He's gonna pull out a knife. Like when you're stabbing, you gotta get that real good twist and turn in it because.
Yes. They bleed out more quickly.
Yeah, because less of them, more you.
And if you ever do get stabbed, unfortunately, I've seen this a few times. Do not remove the blade unless somebody can help you.
Okay.
Don't snap it off either. It's very bad. I've seen that too.
Where else do babies come from though? If they don't come from eggs, and it just like fades out.
And that's where babies come from.
We will explain. We'll explain in time.
In scene.
What happens now?
All right.
We move
Moving on.
Ping me. There we go. 2 hours
One of those-
pass.
It's one of those loading screen like character
Yeah.
interactions.
It's
Another
It's
dot
our, it's
on
our
the map.
Mass Effect
Yeah.
elevator.
Elevator.
Yeah.
combo, yeah.
Another tick on the timer, Amanda. Nothing happens here. It is 6 light time. Go ahead and ping me. Okay, another 2 hours pass. Nothing happens here. You move here.
Shit.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. You move 4 hexes at a normal pace. You have 1 more to move before you need a rest. Without pushing
Face.
yourselves, which you can certainly do.
Doom.
You move here towards this area on your map titled the Unhallowed Tomb as 10 o'clock light time hits, passing another mark. Let's see. As you all enter this area, the wagon begins to tread on ground that has some elevation to it. As you kind of see now the sides of this sort of somewhat kind of like mountainous valley area. Lasir is sort of like in the center of this dip of Yorvale, and you can kind of actually get a good view down there. The mist kind of covers up some of the details of the area, but it's kind of an interesting view. Up ahead on your side, far off in the distance, appear to be these just huge mushrooms, and then up ahead of you now as you reach this area appears to be what looks like a simple, smaller building. It looks as though it is some sort of cemetery grounds. It's gated. And within the gate is a small temple, probably like 20 by 20 feet wide, stone covering. There appears to be a door on the front with a small tiled roof. It looks relatively old, a lot of mossy covering, and some of the stone is kind of chipped off. That is what you see from this distance.
No signs of life, like no light or anything, right?
A couple actual gravestones that are your size are pocked in the area, sort of surrounding within the fenced area, the steel fence. surrounding the small like crypt entrance, you're assuming, or the tomb entrance, but no other signs of life outside of that.
Opie would like to take a quick look around, just see if there's any tracks or recent signs that something or someone was here.
Sure.
Hello. There we go.
Wow.
It's only a 9.
Opie takes a second to peer around. As you do, Opie kind of looking towards the ground, sniffing the air, and looking to see any signs of people or creatures having moved in and around this area. You don't notice anything like that. Seems relatively undisturbed for some time at least.
Well, are we going in?
Yes, there could be, what did you call it? Money inside.
We need monies inside.
We do need some gold, I think.
Yes.
Well, before we're too hasty, do we know anything about this place or just that it exists?
It is called unhallowed, which means it is not consecrated, which means it is probably evil.
Probably desecrated. Okay. So nothing solid. We didn't hear about this.
We just got it on the map.
You guys found the gazetteer that shows you this location while on the seer.
Yeah, I for one think that we should enter a tomb during the day, not during the night. So I say we set up camp now. Past time.
Bark, as you enter past the gate that leads into the area with a loud creaking of metal as you open it, up ahead you see the entrance to the tomb itself, the kind of stone structure that sits at the center of this grave cemetery-like area. There is 2 large stone doors that raise up about 10 feet that connect to one another. There appears to be no handle, no keyhole of some sort, no way to open the doors. The only thing of note in between the 2 doors, sitting at about 5 feet up, is a circular hole that is set right in between the 2. And the hole continues in for some ways, kind of just going off into darkness. That's the only embellishment of the 2 doors that you notice.
So there's a hole in the door? I didn't quite... I'm having trouble visualizing.
It's 2 double stone doors connected to one another, 10 feet high, and in the middle, kind of overlapping both of them right in the center at about 5 feet tall, is probably what looks like a hand-sized circular hole in the 2 of them. But as you peer in, it's not like the hole just lets you look into a room on the other side. It looks as though the hole continues in almost like a cylindrical state cut into the stone, and it travels for several feet before disappearing in the darkness.
Seems safe. Well, Jimmy.
Yeah. This one.
Opie's going to cast Mage Hand.
Ooh.
And try to stick the hand in the hole, I guess. Although I don't know if that really works, because the Mage Hand, you can't feel with the hand, right?
You can send the hand inside, right? But you don't have any sensory connection to the hand.
Well, Opie's gonna try to just press around, see if anything happens.
Just grope around in there.
Yeah, just grope around in the darkness with the Mage Hand.
Are you close?
The hand sort of just floats into the hole and begins to push, poke, finger around in the area.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Opie, you feel like this is maybe not the right endeavor. However, just as you're about to get rid of the spell, you hear a loud stone sound. The two doors, the hole that was created that your mage hand was in, the two doors begin to open, slowly swaying out, and you see they are much thicker. Like this hole went in like 10 feet. These are just solid pieces of like stone blocks instead of actual doors that now begin to slowly, you hear the sound of stone on stone as they pull themselves rotating out, and behind them you see what look like another set of doors. These are much smaller though. It's two doors surrounded by a stone frame, kind of sitting at the center. It's almost like a comical thing of two massive doors opening, and there's a smaller set of double doors just behind that. However, there is some type of dial at the end, not at the end, but on the surface of these two doors, and it looks like this. Hang on, I will show you.
Doors to force. Oh boy.
Oh, I love puzzles.
A dial made from what looks like stone sits attached to the surface. A keyhole seems to be apparent in the center of it all. You see several letters etched in common, encircled around each of the three dials that sit around it.
Yeah, that's easy. Look at the top. You said it says PAY and then it's MOSEY. It's pay Mosey. So we need to get a little money and find Mosey. And that's got it.
I got a cousin named Mosey. Well, we just gotta pay him.
Yeah.
So, stone, you say?
Stone.
Ooh.
I use stone cunning to see if I notice any notches or anything that looks like will help. Yeah, move the lock to the side.
Oh,
It's easy, you can just open it.
you're using stone cunning to do what now?
Study the patterns here, because we see the lettering or the symbols, and rather than move the layers to the side, figure if maybe they look a little bit worn or maybe not worn to where they would line up, or maybe there's some grooves there based on the way it's.
Yeah, you come up to check on
crafted.
them. You come up to check on them, Forte, and using your stone cunning, you are able to tell that these are set up in a puzzle-like manner. And as you guys select these, you're going to see a little tiny square at the top that's going to allow you to rotate them if you'd like to. Just be careful not to move the whole things. Forte kind of steps up and presses two fingers against these dials and notices, using your stone cunning, that they do in fact rotate.
Is that C?
So
Could be a C or a U, yeah.
we just have to make a word. My spelling's not the best, but
We should
can
begin
try.
with the outer ring. It contains the first and final letters.
Opie's gonna try to just move the dial.
Okay.
Um,
Opie can physically do that if you guys want to.
I already touched it. I'm sorry.
And
But-
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, whoever moves the dial first, Opie's just gonna keep an eye out, make sure like no traps go off or anything.
Okay. Lincoln walks up and just sort of like rotates it after Forte calls out that this can be done. You feel it rotate, Lincoln, and kind of it snaps into place where A and S are at the front and ends now. Nothing else seems to happen. Opie, you look around to see if any traps or anything else triggers. You don't notice anything out of the ordinary.
Ah, yes. Yes, it's a puzzle.
And then,
Well-
really quickly, chat. Anybody in chat, if you'd like to win one of 2 digital codes for Journeys Through the Radiant Citadel, please type in !roll. I have 2 more codes to give out. I don't know if we have anybody in the chat who's still kind of hungering to grab those, but if you are, go ahead and roll that die in the chat. Tiber got a 64. Tiber, I don't remember if you won one before. Just let me know. If not, then you may be the only one rolling. Mousie's rolling. Oh, hey, nice, Mousie. Let me see. It looks as though Tiber and Mousie are the only 2 rolling. So I'm pretty sure, like I said, as long as I haven't given one out to either of you guys before, congratulations, you win both of those codes. Good job. Hey, both of you, please whisper me in Twitch so I can send you those codes. And congratulations, thank you for hanging out with us. Go ahead, Opie, sorry. Abacus is spelled into the door.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Good job.
Dang, who did that?
Abacus.
Good job.
Did it do anything?
You look around, Opie, maybe hoping that with a word spelled correctly, something may trigger somewhere, something may move. Nothing happens.
Lincoln says out loud, abacus.
Nothing happens. That's a
Eyes.
wise situation.
Professor Burke rotates all of them back twice so it says melody.
Oh.
There's also palace on there between
Yeah.
abacus and melody.
And orrery. There's a lot of words in here, it seems.
You twisted to say melody?
Melody. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was hand waving. I could have helped.
Nothing happens.
Melody.
Shit.
Uh-oh.
Now you have fucked up.
integrity. Milady.
Melody. Milady. I doff my cap as well.
Open, milady.
Piss.
Stop it.
I tried to grab the thing. It's not as easy to do.
Maybe we've have to. There's a keyhole too. Do any of you have a lockpick or anything?
Oh, yes, actually. The minds of babes, I tell you.
I mean, I'm good at getting in those kind of things. If you want.
Did we try all of the major words?
What's the other word that y'all said?
There's palace
orrery.
and orrery, yeah. Here, you can actually like drag drop. And I think you can get them all at once. Oh, never mind.
Mother fudger. There we go.
That's oh, there we go.
Opie turns the dials and spells out palace. As it does, you all hear a loud of stone shifting behind the door.
Nice job, guys. That's a cool puzzle.
Palaces contain.
He tries to push on the door.
Nothing happens. It's still shut.
Maybe we need to do the lockpick thing then now.
Didn't we get that key from the cart?
Yes, the wondrous key.
Let's try it. Let's try the key.
Wait, what key?
We have a mystery key that has a 1 in 20 chance. Basically, we roll a d20, and if we crit, it opens whatever lock we try it on, then disappears.
Hold on. Rules lawyer. I have a fortuitous circumstance good boy card.
Mhm.
we possibly couple it with the magical key?
I would say
Or
if
the puzzle?
you use that with a magical key, it would raise the chances to 25%. 16 and up would do the trick.
Maybe let's just have Jimmy try to Jimmy the lock.
Jimmy the lock, please.
This guy.
Jimmy's gonna crack his fingers and crack his neck and do a little shoulder turn. Look around. All right. Old Uncle Jay's got you. It's a sleight of hand or the thieves' tools, whatever the hell it was, that thing had. Why don't they make it easier just to use tool? Why is it so hard?
And the skill check that you're using.
Gonna use a sleight of hand. Bada bing. Bada. Nah.
Uncle Jimmy steps up and uses unfurling his tool set, trying to tinker with the lock. You throw some lock picks in and play with the lock, but after about 5 minutes, Uncle Jimmy, nothing seems to give.
Sometimes it takes a little time to warm everything up. Hey, look, we got that magical key. We should give that a shot, huh?
Good boy card. Good boy card. Good boy card. 25% chance.
I mean,
Okay.
why not? It's gonna expire.
Who gets to roll is the question. Who do we want to roll on the? Not me. Definitely not me.
Oh my
I'll
gosh.
let anybody roll, but it's got to be a 16 up to do it.
All right, everyone is. I'll roll if nobody else is.
I'll
I've had
take-
pretty bad rolls tonight, so maybe.
take the blame here. It's a fate roll. I can't use my last +1.
No, it's got to be fate roll.
All right, roll d20. I'm not looking at the screen when I hit it.
Ah.
You turn the key in the lock, but unfortunately, it does not give.
Sorry, guys.
It was worth a try.
Leans in
Lincoln-
closely and whispers, "Friend?" to the door.
Different story.
It's good once a campaign. I've used it.
Has anyone said palace out loud? I say palace out loud.
Lincoln says palace out loud. Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
We found all the words.
And palace was the one that actually made like a ka-chunk
Yeah.
noise, right?
Correct.
Well, we can always come back to it. I try orrery. And pronounce orrery.
Are you turning the dial to spell out aura?
Yeah.
Okay. You do this. Nothing happens.
No. I switch it back to palace and then pretend like I didn't switch
You
it
turn
at all.
it back to palace, and everyone hears the same sound they heard before.
Ah, it
So-
made a sound this time, he says, trying to play it off.
All right.
He tries melody again.
You turn it to melody after palace. You hear
Oh.
It's a combo lock. Okay.
Oh.
But D
Alice.
What was the first word I spelled? Abacus?
abacus.
Opie does abacus.
you turn it to spell abacus. Silence.
Ah.
All right. So start over.
They
Palace.
turn it forward, then backwards, then forwards, then backwards. Let's do the same sequence besides orrery instead of the last one.
Yeah.
So palace, melody, and then orrery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You turn it to orrery. A third.
Ah,
And finally, abacus.
And then abacus, yeah.
With abacus, you hear one more deeper click.
Does I push on the door?
You push on the door, Lincoln, but it does not give.
Maybe now Jimmy could try.
Well, we're no further from the answer. Go ahead, Jim.
Is that cool if I give it another shot?
Yes,
You feel
please.
as though there's another opportunity here to try now that some things behind the door have been switched or changed.
He's gonna take a big puff out of his cigar, take a deep breath, and
I think Tynar knows guidance. Doesn't matter. That probably would help.
Don't you have advantage because it's a tool check that you're trained in?
Are you trained in these tools?
I am.
He's a rogue.
Give me another roll.
Desperately trying to make it to what's
There
There it
there we
is.
go.
One of the night.
You don't have one, so take a good boy card first off. There you go. Grab that. Uncle Jimmy steps up and again leans against the door, sticking his lockpicks in, tinkering around with two hands, trying to find the right give of the door. And then with one final, you feel the whole lock turn to the side, Uncle Jimmy. The entire stone structure of these kind of turning plates against the door just falls to the ground. They crumble as they hit the ground, and the two stone doors that lead into the interior just slowly give way. You can see them just slightly open up, maybe like an inch into darkness.
It's like the Ark of the Covenant. I'm gonna take a few steps back and look back, and the locking mechanism just fell apart and dissolved there. You ever think that maybe something's locked in here that shouldn't be getting out?
Yes, now let us proceed.
Sure.
I think you worry too much, Uncle Jimmy. I think it's fine.
Okay. The kids
We-
punking me out. Jimmy pushes the door and just starts walking through.
You push through the doors. A huge, musty smell hits your senses, and dust kind of flies up. The interior here is actually pretty small because this whole place was not large to begin with. Behind these large doors, there's not what you expect to see is maybe some coffins made of stone or sarcophagus of something. There's nothing like that in here. It is musty, it is dark. Cobwebs fill the area, although enough of the twilight outside fills the area now that you push the two doors open. Everyone else sees just a clear coat of dust begin to fly through the area as Jimmy pushes through. The only thing of note inside of this room, the tomb itself, is not a tomb, but a pedestal. There is a tomb behind it that you see, Uncle Jimmy. It looks as though the lid has been pushed off and sort of hangs at the bottom at an angle, laying to the side. You don't know if there's anything within the tomb itself, but on the pedestal in the center of the room, encased in glass, is what appears to be a rod of some sort, made from what looks like a pinkish or kind of like flesh-colored, I should say, material.
And it's in a glass case.
Seems to be held in like a glass case.
That's all that's in here is just a pedestal with a.
That and an open tomb at the back end.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I'm sorry. I'm not memeing. You said it was a flesh-colored rod.
It's a flesh-colored rod, yes.
Okay.
That's the Jimmy.
Like a pinkish, like skin tone.
yeah.
Okay.
I know.
It could be a hot dog.
Could be a hot. Could be. But,
I mean, sometimes it can be.
Maybe a magical hot dog. I'll check.
I mean, depends on who you're asking.
Oh.
Forbidden hot dog.
Professor Barg, whatever this rod is certainly magical, but you're not exactly sure any details beyond that.
Hmm.
Opie's gonna cast Mage Hand again and touch the glass.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Your mage hand pokes at the glass. It kind of shifts a little bit on the top of the stone structure. It doesn't look like it's secure in any way. You could probably just lift it up or push it off.
Well, then I think Mage Hand can just lift it up, right?
Sure.
It
Your
can
mage
lift
hand
up
kind of
small.
grips the glass. It doesn't appear that heavy as the mage hand just kind of lifts it up, kind of like Beauty and the Beast with the kind of beveled glass covering the rose. Just lift this up off of the rod, and now it is out in the open.
Well, what the heck is it? Professor, do you know?
I looked, but I couldn't tell. I think Tynar's probably good at this stuff too. Give me 1 second. I'll open that character sheet.
Kleinar's still up.
Yeah.
I did the giant mushroom.
I actually. Hold on. 17?
Is that an
Tynar.
Arcana check?
Yeah, for Tynar.
Yeah, certainly emanates some form of magic, but even with that check, you guys feel like you maybe need some form of better way to identify this. This doesn't seem like anything you've seen before in your travels.
After a little long pause, he
Oh.
says, "Don't know what it is."
Opie is gonna use the Mage Hand.
I do.
You want to investigate first? Because I guess we probably should do that.
Oh,
to see if
I
there-
gotta touch it to cast Identify on it with ritual. So we're not supposed to be touching it. I don't know.
Oh, wait. Let me take a look at this thing real quick. I got an idea.
Oh boy.
Uncle Jimmy's gonna take a quick look around, make sure there's no like trap panels or anything, and get 5 feet away from it and stare at it.
Okay. You assume there's no panels. You can make a check. Otherwise, you can get close.
He's gonna think about all his days on Neo Gokyo and use this good boy card before it runs out of time. I've seen one of these before, I think.
In the red light district
Let me
on
see.
Neo Gokyo.
Here.
It's not on the plan here, man. What do we do?
A fortuitous circumstance.
We're trying to see if we're gonna die if we touch this thing, or have some like Tomb King
No,
fly out of the.
Yeah, I understand what we're trying to do. What are you doing, Brian?
I am trying to identify and see if it is we know it's magical, but I'm trying to figure out if it is dangerous or if I know anything about it.
I would say with this card, you can make an Arcana check at advantage to determine if it is dangerous or not.
All right.
The rod is not inherently dangerous from that check, and certainly magical.
Well,
Well, I can use the Mage Hand to move it, and we can just stand back a little bit and just see what happens.
Enchant will affect magical objects. We know only one thing about it, that it's a magical object.
It can't even move it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It can move the rod, but it can't activate the rod.
Well.
I touched the rod.
Lincoln just walks up and grabs the rod. You now have the rod.
I have the rod.
He has the rod.
And that's a good meat stick you got there, buddy.
Opie's gonna go over to the tomb and see if there's anything inside of it.
Inside, it appears to be, if there was a corpse or some person or thing laid in here, they're not there anymore. You find some fine-looking what looks like a female clothing. They are thin and small, maybe leaving a lot of skin bare. And you also find, kind of moving through here, give me a perception check.
Four. I'm just rolling like that.
You don't find anything else here in the empty
Opie
tomb.
holds up like the little skimpy. What is
Yeah.
this?
It's not for you.
Well, when two bones love each other.
No.
Lincoln points the flesh rod at the dress and says, "Rise." That's a multi-layered joke and a comeback.
It's a really good one.
You pointed
It
at the
works.
clothes that Opie is holding in front of him.
Yes. And say rise. Lincoln doesn't know this.
All right, is
Opie.
Lincoln like trying to see and activate the rod to see if it does anything?
No, because he doesn't want to kill Opie, but he will.
Disintegration.
He will just like aim it at the wall and expect a Patronum.
Sure. You try to focus and attempt to activate the rod by pointing it and focusing on it at the wall. Nothing happens.
Well, perhaps this garment is worth money, and perhaps someone in town has need of a turgid flesh rod.
No. You do know identify though, Nick?
I have identify as a ritual, yes.
Oh, let's. What are we doing here, jacking off like a bunch of assholes? It's like
Because we
I'm like, this is a fucking well
cross that
situation.
line. We can cross the.
I said, I didn't know we were.
Yeah, right. And we
It's
did
a-
it until
it's a
the
10-minute.
Now
It's
we're
a
there,
10-minute
and we're
ritual.
on. Yeah.
I don't think we should take the clothes. Obviously, somebody's walking around naked and they're gonna come back for them.
You got a good point.
what?
I don't
What?
think that the person who was in there that needed those clothes cares if they are wearing the clothes anymore.
All right, let's
So they're just naked?
Some things when they die do not care what they look like.
Wow.
all right, let's give Mr. Forte about 10 minutes to take the rod, do the ritual. Let's give him some privacy.
Oh, no, I would definitely prefer that everyone watches.
No.
It'll go much quicker that way, right?
Yeah.
Or not at all.
Longest 11 minutes of our lives.
We need to sit in a circle.
Somehow Forte finishes in only about 2 minutes. No, you focus Forte,
It's just so beautiful.
trying to divine the details of the rod you hold in your hands, and after 10 minutes, the information regarding this magic item begins to come to you as the identify spell takes full effect. You hold in your hands, Forte, the rod of bareness. If pointed at a creature or human wearing clothing, their clothing will disappear.
Oh, I'm going to like you a lot. Don't
Oh
you?
man, you should have cast it on Opie.
No.
That's why I was being
Wow.
very
Wow.
specific with how Lincoln was using the rod.
No, I'm really glad that didn't happen.
We're all canceled.
We're only legal in Japan after this.
Now I know what's called the unhallowed tome. I'm a little worried. So much
This-
of
This seems useful if we come up against someone in heavy armor.
Or if we come up against one of those, how do we say? The nice ones that we're doing quest for?
yeah, I mean that dwarf. I can't say that the mechanical arm's part of your normal body, so we'll just you wave your stick around. We'll get rid of his clothes, his magical arm, and then we'll go to work for him no more.
The nice ones we're doing the quest for, you mean Alanalu?
Yes, or one of the sisters, you know?
What would be the tactical application of that?
Well, there's a very good tactical application.
So they would just-
I would be very tactical with the application. That will be what it is. So I will pack this away in my pack, yes, and we will go on our way for adventure.
They would just be naked though. I don't understand.
Mighty warriors will understand. Trust me, you will know
Yes.
when the time is right.
You kill a couple hundred more. By the time you kill them, you'll understand. I promise.
One love loves another.
Oh God.
Very
Lincoln also misunderstanding says, if they have no clothes, they will be easier to stab.
Yes, they are. They're much easier to stab when they have no clothing on. You are all very intelligent creatures, and we will be on our way at this point.
You see,
Listen,
Mr. Lincoln spoiled it. Now you know, kid.
I think this is a lesson to never put a flesh-colored rod in your campaign.
Or put several.
Yeah.
Or play with a bunch of flesh-colored
You
rods.
think I did this by accident?
Then we ended up there.
He arrives exactly when he promised.
Boy.
That's what you
Still-
find in the
Still
tomb.
think we should leave these clothes though, because whoever lost them is probably gonna want them back.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very
we
well.
should take them with us. In case we run across this naked person in our travels.
I hate this tomb so much right now.
Note
All
to
right.
self, new bar, unholy tomb. Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
All right, who's taking the clothing though?
We won't.
Might as well wrap it up with for safekeeping with the rods, since they all came together.
There we go. Yeah, they did.
If they're lucky.
The
Adding to my
Honestly.
inventory.
do we know if the clothing is magical, like robes of sorts?
Maybe. Who knows?
I can
I
spend
activate-
another.
No, I activate my magic sense. It's detect
Oh.
magic as a racial.
It's like
So
a
if it's magic, it glows.
negligee. Which one of you are gonna wear it if it's magical?
I might. I
The
like
clothing
feeling
is-
pretty.
The clothing is not magical.
Well then, I guess we're done here. No need to check if I put this back.
Time to return and get our plant monster.
Oh,
That's gonna be so much fun.
we must hurry off to Alalulu now.
Oh yes, we will. Jimmy, step on it.
Gross.
I forget the name of Wilbur's master.
Alright, then we had.
I
think
wrote
we're
it
just
down.
Taking it back to the helper's hand. A woman.
Hang on. Let me see here. Let me find the questing list.
I can't believe I didn't write that down.
Because it came off of the message board.
Mush, the half orc.
Mush.
Mush.
Right.
Well, yeah, I guess we just take him back to the Helper's Hand Guild then, because she's probably there.
All right. Do you guys wanna? You move 5 spaces here, so technically you'd have to rest off the additional rest of the day, or you could keep pushing if you'd like to. It's up to you.
I see no reason we can't just rest outside of the tomb.
Yeah. What's the worst that could happen?
As long as we're not inside of it when we rest, we're fine.
So some naked guy comes running up after us.
Yes.
All right. So, with that said, everyone hunkers down. You traveled 5 spaces. That's 10 hours. You need to rest the additional 24 hours, or the additional lingering amount of the 24 hours. That's 12 hours, 14. Everyone rests up, pulling out their tents and stuff in the night. I'll say, are you guys resting in your tents, right?
Always,
Alright.
yeah.
Same as usual.
I forgot to do this before. Please give me a con save, everybody. This thing that I've never done before.
It's true. You've never done that before.
It was just so ridiculously low that we didn't pay attention to.
Mine's 7, but I didn't have exhaustion and I didn't have any missing spell slots, so I think I'm okay.
Lincoln, were you sleeping in a tent? Or do you hang out outside?
No, I'm always outside.
You have 1 level of exhaustion.
Oh, I get exhaustion? Oh, damn.
Uncle Jimmy, you outside of a tent?
No, I'm inside of a tent.
You're fine then. Everybody else is fine.
He doesn't technically sleep though, so should he really have to sleep in a tent?
He's got to slow down at least for a couple hours.
Probably just need shelter.
Outside.
He's just bones.
It's cold.
However, we move all the way through the night, and as everyone wakes up, unless you want to do anything specific for the kind of leftover change of the hours, light time will come and 3 more ticks off of the harmonic flux.
How's the cart looking after we did the last mending cycle?
Well, looks pretty good. Looks like it's still in shape from just an initial look at it.
Give it another. I mean, it's free to mend it. So.
Yeah. Hey, Tyne, can you help me make sure we're ready for the next travel session?
Yes.
Tyne.
I think Tyne has mending too, right?
Yeah, it's tag team it just for.
So let's just say one of those hours.
Discussion
'cause you had
take.
a couple to use. Just say take 1 hour. Give me a D4 roll from both of you. Don't forget you can always mend for an hour.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
It's 6 total.
Yeah, card is looking in really good shape.
Oh.
And then new day dawns exactly at light time. What would you like to do?
Well,
I,
it is 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll end it here then. All right.
I'm not trying to like end it, but I just feel like that's like a good place to end it. It's like a new day.
Here, counterpoint. There's like nothing that we have between us and the Helper's Hand Guild. Can we just like, as quick as possible, get a route back there and do the overnight shit we need to do, and just get back to the Helper's Hand Guild for next week?
My thing is, if we have another extra 10 minutes, let's try and get to the Helper's Hand Guild, and then I can at least give you the rewards that you would have for turning in the quest.
Yeah.
So start moving. Tell me where you want to go, and I'll tell you what happens each time.
Can we move into this mushroom spot, or is this blocking the way?
They're large mushrooms, but you can move through them if you'd like to, just to explore those spaces as well.
Go through.
2 hours pass.
Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to draw that.
Let me
And
just
chase
check.
off some of the mushrooms. Do a little baggy.
Nothing happens here. You can keep moving.
Somebody move the cart.
Oh yeah, sorry, I moved the cart. So you moved here, you move here next. It's an additional 2 hours for a second space. Puts us to 4. We passed 1 tick, Manda. As the cart moves here, traveling along with the cart, things are a little less fun as you're trying to make it back to the Helper's Hand Guild. Everything aches. Some of you can kind of have a hard time keeping your eyes open. Everyone, please give me a Constitution saving throw.
Never done
God.
it before.
Jason, I'm unfamiliar with Constitution saving throws. God damn it, son of a bitch.
Good choice. China rolls. Pretty good. 13.
Opie and Lincoln, you both suffer 2 levels of exhaustion.
Ooh, God,
That's
2.
not good.
Lincoln is like in the back of the cart with dysentery at this point.
You can move
He's
another
dry
space
bones.
if you'd like to.
Oh, this is bad.
This is not good.
I have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws now.
Your crumbled dry bones just piled up in the back waiting.
Alright, where's the cart moving
Is there
to?
something that incurred that one?
That is just the random effects of traveling in the wilds here at the Forlorn Passage.
Okay. Alright.
Pocket of hot air.
Let's just go through the forest. It's going to take 2 squares to get to this one anyway.
Okay.
Alright, I need a survival check, please.
Give me last.
I am dying.
Oh, from all of us?
Just from somebody who's leading it. Uncle Jimmy, yeah, you're fine. You navigate
Yeah.
through the forest. An additional 2 hours pass, another tick on the clock, Manda. Nothing happens on this square. You can keep moving if you'd like to.
Yeah, keep going.
You have 2 more before you need to technically rest, although you could push it if you'd like to.
No, I'm dying.
2 more additional hours pass as the cart is traveling here, passing underneath one of those large, just massive gravestones up ahead. You hear the sound of shifting rock up above as a huge piece of falling tombstone debris falls towards you. I need everyone to please, let's see here. Actually, no, just kidding. Someone give me an animal handling check to quickly get the mount and wagon out of the way of this piece that falls.
Guys.
22.
Opie, you quickly guide the Oryx out of the way, and the piece just detonates, crashing into the ground nearby as pieces of it fleck up around you.
Whoa, that was close, Rufo.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can move 1 more. Ping me. Alright, you move here, crossing the plains. It moves us to 10 light time. Please put another check on the clock, Amanda. And then here, let me just see. You guys find a upturned piece of earth here that looks as though either maybe someone dug something here or buried something here. You're not sure. You could check it out if you'd like to, or just leave it.
How much time will it take?
I mean, it's just, it's not even going to take an hour.
Let's go. Leave me. Check out the dirt pile.
Let's go. Grab your shovels, boys. Strike the earth.
You guys have shovels.
I have a shovel and a mining pick.
Okay. Forte, are you digging in the hole then?
Diggy diggy hole.
All right, diggy diggy hole. Give me a D2 roll.
D2. Uh-oh. You liver guy.
It's a 2.
Digging in the hole here, Forte, you find a collection, a group of what looks like buried bodies. The makeup of the things that they wear remind you of an adventuring party not too dissimilar from your own. Forte, you are struck with the forlorn condition.
First the mirrors and now this.
I forget what that does.
You can be friends with Tynar.
Forlorn.
I remember he was forlorn.
Negative 1d4 on all attacks, checks, and saves. It ends after rolling a 4 on the 1d4.
Nice. It's just like half of us are catatonic in the back of the wagon now.
Spending too much time out there.
You could continue to press on. You're close to the helper's hand. You'd risk exhaustion, or you can rest here for the night. It's up to you all. You make that choice.
I can't risk exhaustion.
Yeah, let's just rest real quick.
And I need to actually sleep in a tent tonight.
All right, everyone's posting up in a tent unless you tell me otherwise. With that said, please give me a con save, everybody. And then 3 more ticks on the clock, Amanda.
So I get a negative. Yeah, I get a negative.
Crit.
It's another failure.
Remember the bone man died to exhaustion?
Another level of exhaustion, Lincoln.
I'm at 4. I'm almost dead. Just from traveling.
I got my 4.
All of my saves now are at disadvantage, so it's going to be really hard for me to not die if we need any more checks.
But you did. That's after a long rest, though, right, Jason?
Yes.
So then you would go down 1 at least, right?
Well, the thing with this is it's checking to see, at this point you can all assume it's checking to see how comfortably you're able to survive through a rest. So if you fail the con save, you don't remove an exhaustion, you gain 1. But I would say also, you guys would know this as your characters, sleeping out here in the middle of nowhere, very difficult to do it comfortably, but perhaps there's a place in the Helper's Hand Guild that you could spend a little time and sleep there if you'd like to.
And the tent just lowers the DC, right?
The tent lowers the DC pretty dramatically.
Okay.
So besides you, with everyone sleeping in a tent, besides you, Lincoln, everyone else passes.
Don't worry, my friend. We'll get you there safely.
It is 12 light time. The darkness has passed while you all slept. You're able to move again.
I can see the light. It burns.
Ping me.
Go into or away from the light, whichever your religion
Well,
demands.
we're just going to move you there. Keep marking the map.
Yeah.
2 hours pass. That's another ping on the clock, Manda. And as you all move here, I already have these rolled out. I'm just going through them. Another piece of falling tombstone debris falls. This time, it drops very silently and is unable to be avoided. Everyone is going to take... Actually,
Lincoln's gonna be dead.
let's just go in order. Lincoln, you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
Forte, 3.
Ow.
Opie, 6. Uncle
Ow.
Jimmy, 7.
Yeah.
Professor Bark, 10 points
Yeah,
of bludgeoning
boy.
damage. Tyne takes 7 points of bludgeoning damage. And the cart gets hit for 1 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, good.
I was the tallest, so I took the brunt of the attack.
Sacrifice is duly noted. I'll tell you first when I'm going to use the roll.
Thank you, Tyne.
You can move 1 more square if you'd like to.
Your...
It was a joke because he has a concussion and thinks you're Tynar now.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Or...
After a long, difficult journey, spending several days now, leaving the Helper's Hand and exploring the area, you find yourselves back here, along with the Wilbur in tow. You have some quests to turn in as we wrap up tonight, so let me actually check those as you return to the questing board. You also see that there is a place that you could rent for 5 gold pieces for 12 hours to rest if you'd like to. They are very comfortable beds. You wouldn't have to make a con save. Let me see here.
Opie's gonna cast Speak with Animals again and say, Wilbur, do you think you can find your owner, Mush?
Wilbur lifts his head up in the air and sniffs around, and you hear him say, Mush! Much close! And he begins to bound through the people in the area who all kind of scream and yell. And he runs up to a half-orc female who she turns and says, Mush! And he jumps into her arms and topples her over. She comes over and thanks you all and gives you 50 gold pieces apiece.
Jesus. She could have bought so many more pigs.
Mm-hmm.
She also, let me see here, thankful that you have helped her out, gives you the recipe for the finest wine in the land.
Oh, nice. This is the first time I've ever had gold.
Oh, wine. That's for adults.
Yes.
Gross.
You guys turn in the quest for clearing the monsters at the Stone Garden for Syndra, the village herbalist. She, in turn, rewards each of you with 25 gold pieces.
Nice.
Rich.
There's also some new quests on the board, but I think we'll probably leave it there. I guess the last thing I would ask is, are you guys planning on switching your mounts and stuff like that here?
Plant monster.
Right. You go to the draft house where your Cradle Arcs has been brought in, and trading in, kind of handing over the token for the Phyten draft mount. They begin to take the Aurochs. It turns towards you, Opie, and throws its head back and forth, almost as if to say goodbye.
Bye, Russo. Have a good rest.
They begin to bring out a plant creature that has a wide, open mouth that crawls on all 4 of its viney legs that steps out.
Oh, cool.
That's cool as fuck.
Is it-
Feed me, Seymour.
Yeah, you got the Phyten now.
Oh my
who-
god. Look how much bigger it is than that tiny little Cart.
It's just a token. You switch for the Phytan. You guys can find that under draft animals. You know the stats for that boy there. And yes, we'll call it here. That way you guys can figure out like how many nights do you maybe want to rest so that Lincoln doesn't immediately die after this.
Great.
We'll also find out what new quests are on the quest boards if you choose to undertake them. It's going to be up to you all. And then, of course, you all know you still have the new region that is yet to be explored. All you would need to do is traverse to the Helper's Hand Guild in the next area that's marked in the green circle to speak to the next member, Serenay, who will sing her blessing, and your map will provide you with a new illustrated area of that region. But for now, that's a good place to wrap up our session. We'll come back, kind of finish up, maybe topping off the party, seeing if you need to buy any supplies or anything. Maybe be thinking about that. You should be able to kind of ask me if you just need to see the shopping list of anything like over the break, and I'll show it to you. But yeah, it's a good place to wrap up since we're over time anyway. So yeah, take a look at those things. Be thinking about if you want to rest up some. I know Lincoln's probably going to want to do that. We'll have Kevin back hopefully next time he comes in here. Also, yeah, really quickly, Manda, you guys did Wilbur and you did the village herbalist, and thus you get 5 points of harmonic flux there, and then 2 from the stone garden, so 7 total added to it. It goes up by 7.
Nice.
So what's it currently at now?
74.
Okay, all right. With that said, that's where we'll wrap up for this evening. So thank you everybody who hung out with us here on the stream. Thank you Earthly for stopping in. Thank you Mousy, thank you Tiber, thank you Discordian. I really appreciate everyone. If I missed anybody, sorry, I'm focusing on the stream here. Thank you Mama Bear, appreciate it. Had a lot of fun tonight. I was back to get back into D&D on Friday nights, and I think we're moving things at a much quicker, nice pace here, especially when I get things rolled out kind of just beforehand. So good place to wrap up for the evening. I'm going to go quickly before I pull the stream to a close. The last thing we're going to do is kind of take some of you who may still be here and fiending for more D&D and just kind of pass on the love to somebody else here on Twitch. Let me just pull this up. We'll send you on over there. Make sure if you haven't already, check out my links. Stay up to date with my news on Twitter, and I got a Patreon and all that good shit you can check out. Help support the channel. I run games for people on both Tuesdays and Thursday evenings. I still have an open seat on that Thursday evening slot. Get in there. Check it out. I'm going to go ahead and send you on over to our friends that do D&D after we wrap up Adventurers Pack over here. They've got a fun little live setup that they do. I'd love to have this. We'll have to do that like Critical Role thing where maybe we can all get a studio, meet in person, and then just have Luke on like a TV and a seat next to us, broadcasting in. That'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, thank you everybody for hanging out with us. Come back next week for more. I'm doing streams outside of that, of course. I think I have most of those internet troubles worked out. If not, if we get blipped off, I'll come right back. It sucks, but I still want to stream. So thank you everybody. Have a great weekend. Drink plenty of water. Stay safe out there. I'm going to send you to Adventurers Pack. Give them some love. Tell them we sent you. Maybe they'll give us some love back. Good night, everybody.
One of the players Robbie played with got carried away and killed him.
Well, that's kind of far out.
Mazes and Monsters is a far-out game. Swords, poison, spells, battles, maiming, killing.
Hey, it's all imagination.
Is it?